After suffering their first defeat of the season, the Rowdies returned to LACHOWECKI Stadium looking for revenge in front of their home fans. The Rowdies take on Ottawa Fury FC tonight in St. Petersburg, and your live Rowdies pregame show starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome to your Rowdies pregame show live on This TV Tampa Bay. A little bit soggy earlier here in St. Pete, Florida, but the rain has cleared up and it looks like it should be a pretty good night for a soccer match. Tonight, the Rowdies return home to take on Ottawa Fury FC, looking to bounce back after suffering their first loss of the season last weekend in Louisville. I'm your host, Heather Donnelly, joined here by color commentator Eddie Rodriguez. We'll also hear from play-by-play announcer Drew Felios in just a little bit. Eddie, it was a tough one last weekend for the Rowdies in Louisville, but they are back here, home sweet home at LACHOWECKI Stadium.
It was, Heather. It's always tough to go on the road, to go against a good team like Louisville, to play away. And of course, you're going to talk about, you're going to deal with different conditions, the field conditions, the stadium, the crowd, and of course, you're playing away. The Rowdies went out trying to get a W, didn't quite get there, but it was a good outing for them.
And now let's get things started with some Rowdies news and notes from this past week.
The Rowdies signed one of the attackers, Leon Taylor. Of course, he's not going to be on the lineup today, but the big story here is Georgi Bristov. He's 2 goals away from tying the all-time record, 3 from getting it, of course. And Heather, it's one of those situations where we want him to do it here at home instead of doing it away somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's hope Georgie gets a couple goals in the back of the net tonight. Now a look at the Eastern Conference standings. The Rowdies looking good in second place here in Week 4.
And it's really all about just keep adding points. I know when you play at home, you want to get 3. When you're away, if you can come out with that 1 point on the road, it's always huge. And as you can tell, Louisville City, that's a number 3 right there. But it's all about just to continuing to adding those points, whether you play home or away.
Yeah, and there are some games going on right now, some action in the Eastern Conference, so those standings will be updated throughout the night. Now let's check in with play-by-play announcer Drew Felios, who caught up with Rowdies head coach Stuart Campbell a little while ago.
First time this year you don't get a result up in Louisville, but how do you think your team responded immediately after that, Coach?
Yeah, they've showed no sign of any lingering disappointment. Obviously, we were all disappointed and frustrated after the game, but we come back into work on Monday and the practice all week has been excellent. So there's been no signs of anybody feeling sorry for themselves, because we went up there and ultimately we put in a good performance. We just couldn't get the result that the performance deserved, in my opinion.
A couple weeks ago against Bethlehem on this pitch, it was a perfect night. It may not be that way tonight. How do you think the conditions will affect the play if it's windy and possibly rainy as well?
Yeah, obviously the wind, as long as it doesn't get too strong, then that won't be an issue. But like I said, the rain, that will help us. Obviously, we like to play on fast pitches, and providing there's not too much rain that slows the pitch down, but if there's the right amount of rain to quicken the field up, that will help us, and it should make for an entertaining game. It's going to be an open game. Both teams, ourselves and Ottawa, play attacking soccer, so it should be an entertaining night for the fans.
Final question, Coach Ristov, coming up on that all-time scoring record. Is there any anticipation in the locker room, or is just business as usual?
Yeah, well, obviously the guys, they have a bit of banter with him, laughing and joking, and et cetera, et cetera. But from our perspective, it's just business as usual. Georgie hasn't shown any signs that he's over-anxious about getting to the record. So as far as I'm concerned, it's just business as usual.
Best of luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Drew. This week, David Najim, Leo Fernandez, and Jack Blake spoke about how much they enjoy playing here on their home field.
I mean, playing here, we feel like it's such an advantage to us when you have the support that the fans bring every home game. It's unbelievable. You know, it's such an advantage, and the pitch that we have here, and the fans behind us, it's incredible. I think it's meant for us here.
We had a good preseason. We had a game plan, and we've been sticking to it. Attacking when when we break out, and we have some possession, but we like to get a shot on target every time we get a chance next to the goal.
Our home, Al Lang, is like a fortress, and for teams to come here and play is very difficult. We make it very difficult. Our fans make it very hostile for them, which is fantastic. So we're more than confident, even after losing a game, we're more than confident to come out and play on Saturday and do our usual stuff.
you know, we love being on our field and playing our system. And I think our wingers, our midfielders, and our forwards have started us off with the line pretty high. You know, it takes all 11 players to defend properly, and I think that's what we're doing. Everyone's doing their part.
Well, we heard Stuart Campbell talk about it a little bit there, the field conditions tonight. It did rain pretty hard a little while ago. Eddie, how does a wet field affect the flow of the game?
Yeah, that's a great point you bring up. Of course, when you talk about wet conditions, two things are going to happen. The ball's going to skip, so you can actually take advantage of that. Take early shots, make sure you drive him into the ground. It's going to skip right before he gets to the goalkeeper. For the goalkeeper, they're going to have a tough time because they have to get used to that bounce, especially if you put spin on the ball. Other than that, it's about controlling. It's going to be a lot harder for you to control the ball, so your first touch has to be on. You cannot let the ball roll away from you because of that grass. At the same time, when you go tackle, you can slide for days. It's fun to play in the rain.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we have to take our first break, but when we come back, we'll look back at last weekend's road trip to take on the defending USL champs. Stay with us.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Welcome back to our Rowdies pregame show, everyone. Some young Rowdies fans enjoying some fun out in the parking lot area before tonight's match as the Rowdies are getting set to host Ottawa Fury FC. Last weekend, the Rowdies traveled to Louisville to take on the defending USL champions, Louisville City FC. It was a tough match on an unusual pitch, resulting in the Rowdies' first loss of the season. Let's check in now with Drew Felios, who's up in the broadcast booth with the highlights from that match.
The goalie really having a great year so far, setting the tone early. 8th minute here, Louisville City with the counterattack, and there's Mizell getting involved. Then a few minutes later, Cody Mizell with a huge save. Oscar Jimenez finds Spencer. Spencer with the shot, and look at Mizell again. Remember, he had the USL Save of the Week on a play similar, just like this, the last time the Rowdies were here at home. Now, offensively, Tampa Bay did not have many chances. Watch Marcel Schaefer with the cross. Little scramble in the box. Leo Fernandez keeping it alive for the Rowdies, but the shot saved by Ranjitsingh, the goalie for Louisville. Then 69th minute, Louisville City finally gets on the board. Jimenez scores, and it's 1-0. The defending USL champions finding a way to get it through the back line for Tampa Bay. Not many chances would follow for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. In fact, the final chance came right here as the crowd was going nuts up in Louisville. Came in added time. Rowdies trying to pull even. Neil Collins, his header is just off target. There's your final. Louisville City 1-0 over the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Now, Louisville City, again, they won the USL Cup a season ago, so this certainly not too much of a setback. And Heather, interesting, Coach Campbell said that he was pleased with the Rowdies' effort. A lot of positives come out of that game. Lots to learn from, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And he said no excuses. Even though that pitch is a narrower pitch, the Rowdies couldn't really play their game. We spoke with head coach Stuart Campbell this week, and he said, you know what, no excuses. We think we played well against the defending champs.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, Heather, when you hear Coach Campbell talk about the field conditions, and it was a little narrower, at the same time you talk about, look, World Cup conditions, 120 length by 80 wide. That's almost the width here at Al Lang Stadium. So when you talk about another field being a little bit narrower, they're just going to close the space, and that's exactly what they did. That's the reason why the Rowdies didn't have that many chances. They closed the space, they closed the gaps, but they're looking to do that tonight.
All right, well, it's Masters weekend, and tomorrow a new green-jacketed champion will be crowned. So in honor of one of golf's biggest weekends, we decided to ask the Rowdies to tell us just how good or bad they are when they hit the links.
Ooh, gotta be careful here, because if you say the wrong thing, then the guys are gonna be on you really quick. I don't know, I shoot in the 80s, like on a good day.
My parents threw my clubs away when I was in like 7th grade, so I took that as a sign. But I do drive the cart around when my friends invite me.
From 0 to 10, I think a 0. Before the twins came along, which was 18 months ago, my handicap was around 5, which is pretty good. Since then, I've not had the time. I'd still think I could take anyone at the Rowdies comfortably.
Not bad. Not Neil Collins level just yet, but I'm getting close.
Horrible. I think I played once in my life and I ripped the turf out, and yeah, they had to kick me out.
Very poor to the worst you've ever seen. Yeah, I'm not ready to go.
I'd say pretty poor, but I'm getting better.
I think I'm pretty good at just like getting contact with the ball and getting it towards the green. I think the problem is once I get on the green, then I'm a terrible putter.
0 being the lowest, I think. Maybe 1. I'm so bad.
It's not a common thing in Brazil, so I don't know how to play it.
Very poor. Not a good golfer at all. I love playing.
Very bad. I haven't played golf in years, so I'm not good.
Well, it's time for another break, but coming up next, Joe Cole tells us how he spent his busy off-season, including a dive into the world of TV commentary.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club Flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Bay Care's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Welcome back to our pregame show live on This TV Tampa Bay. Fans getting ready for kickoff tonight as the Rowdies are getting set to host Ottawa Fury FC. Well, it was an off season of firsts for Joe Cole, who not only joined social media for the first time, but also stepped into our world here and tried his hand at soccer TV commentary. We sat down with the English midfielder to hear about his busy couple of months back home across the pond.
I was very, very busy on the off season. We went on a family holiday to Lapland to see Father Christmas with the kids, which was lovely. Carried on with my coaching badges. Started training in January with Chelsea under 23s. They was kind enough to let me in and tick over and playing a bit of football with them guys, which was a real help coming into the new season. So I've been very, very busy. I did some TV punditry with various channels, which was fun. Talking about football, watching football, analysing, and really enjoyed that. It was a good promotion for the Rowdies. You know, people were asking how's it going over there, and the television channels liked having a different viewpoint, a different perspective on it. So I think it went well on all accounts, and something in the future that may interest me. We'll just see how that goes. Being still a player, you've still got a player's mentality. So the criticising of friends, you know, obviously I'm watching some of my friends play. Luckily enough, they all had good games. I wouldn't hold it against any commentators highlighting my mistakes of this season, because it's their job. They've got to tell the people, you know, what's happening and why it's happening. So yeah, it's an eye-opener. It's seeing football from a different angle, which has been very good. I've not done social media. I don't know why, really. Just maybe a bit old school, but going into that television and media side of things, it's a massive part of it now. So it was encouraged to me, but I'll stick with Instagram for now, and it's a way of communicating. Yeah, but I'm learning. Hopefully in 6 months to a year's time, I'll master how to use it.
Interesting stuff there from Joe Cole, saying it's tough for him to be a soccer pundit because he's a current player and he's having to talk about guys that are his friends.
It is, Heather, and that's probably one of the biggest problems for him, because he's still a current player now, and what he's doing, he's talking about some of his mates, some of his ex-teammates, ex-players, so it's difficult where once you're retired, once you're going to coaching school, as I mentioned, one of the things he's doing is taking his badges, taking his licenses, so you can actually analyze the game a little bit different. Once you do this on the side for a living, it's a totally different, it's a job now, and that's one of the things he brought up. The difference between doing it for fun, doing it once or twice, or actually this being your job where you truly have to analyze and you have to be honest, whether your friends made a mistake or not, you have to call them up on that.
Yeah, and then Joe mentioning that he trained a little bit with the Chelsea U23s to stay fit, to come out here for this season with the Rowdies. What a player he is for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. He just brings so much to this team.
And that's one of the things he brings to the table. His experience, not only abroad, obviously, him being from England across the pond, just the fact that he's got that experience. He's a leader on and off the pitch, what he can bring to the table to his teammates now with the Rowdies, some of the young players, 2019, so we can say, look, this is the way we do it in Europe. This is the way you should be a professional here in the U.S.
All right, well, for more features and interviews like the one you just saw, be sure to follow the Rowdies on all their different social media platforms. You can follow on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram, so you don't miss out on any Rowdies updates throughout the week. Head over to rowdiesoccer.com for more information on how to follow. Now a look at the weather for kickoff tonight. Mostly cloudy here in St. Pete, 13-mile-per-hour wind, so a little bit breezy. 72 degrees, the temperature feels great, and then you've got that 50% chance of rain, and it did rain out here earlier, but we hope it holds off for the rest of the night. Well, kickoff is approaching quickly here in St. Pete, but before the Rowdies face off with the Fury, we'll take a closer look at what Tampa Bay can expect against them tonight on the pitch. Don't go anywhere.
Life, it's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
It's time to celebrate and save at Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale. Save 35% on furniture and mattresses. Or get 72 months no interest on new styles to celebrate your home. Going on now at America's #1 furniture and mattress store. Hurry in and save at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business. Always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Some good-looking food being cooked up by Rowdies fans out in the parking lot today. Welcome back to our Rowdies pregame show on This TV Tampa Bay, everybody. Heather Donnelly and Eddie Rodriguez joining you live from the concourse of Al Lang Stadium with kickoff between the Rowdies and Ottawa Fury FC just around the corner. It's time now to take a closer look at Ottawa Fury FC, although there's not a whole lot to go off of yet this season thanks to an early bye week plus a postponed match. They've only played one game so far this season.
Yeah, one game, and of course, they were not able to be victorious the last, 4-1. But the good things about the Ottawa, of course, we spoke to Coach Nikola Popovic. This is his first season. He had a great season last year with Swan Park Rangers. Very good track record. And more than that, Heather, is the style that he's implemented with this Ottawa team. He's looking to do it again.
Yeah, and speaking of their style of play, here's how they scored their lone goal of the game in that 4-1 loss to Charlotte in Week 1.
And it all starts from the two center mids. You can tell in the middle, Christian Portillo gets the ball right here. He's a player to watch tonight because he's got dynamic. This is a cheeky little play right here to the far post, and Cito, so Neil does the rest, taking the shot to the far post. But what a great assist by Michael Salazar. You see him right here. Salazar gets the ball, watch his little back flick with his heel. That is so cheeky right there. Look, he's amongst two defenders, two center backs. Neither of them get to him. He just flicks the ball, and this is a great shot that unfortunately hits one of the defenders right there, and he goes into the back of the net. That ball was going to go wide. Right here, you can tell it hits that defender, and he goes to the back of the net, Heather.
Earlier tonight, Drew Felios talked to Ottawa head coach Nikola Popovic. Let's hear what he had to say heading into tonight's match in St. Pete.
It has been 21 days since your team played in a game. How do you think they're feeling tonight?
I think they're feeling very excited, and being here in this fantastic environment, I think, have to be a motivation for them. And knowing that we didn't play for so long time, I think we have everything to make a good performance today.
It's been very cold in your neck of the woods over the past month. You come in here a lot warmer tonight. Do you think that's favorable to your team?
Look, it's always different because it's a question of adaptation. Sometimes you need a little bit of days to adapt your body to the different weather. But I think we are ready to go. We are ready to perform in a very, very good way.
You spent the last few months getting acclimated to this team and trying to put your culture in, your system. How do you think the team has embraced it?
I think it's a learning process. We understand that it's important to create a very good foundation first to be able to practice a different style of football, and we are working on it. We know that it's going to take some time to create this foundation, this culture, but I think, of course, as you said, we have some problems with the weather, with the way we train, but it's challenges that we have to be able to overcome and perform in a good way.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you very much. All the best. Thank you.
Thanks, Drew. This week, we also heard from a couple of Fury players. Here's forward Carl Howarth and former Rowdies defender Kyle Porter.
It's great to represent Fury. I'm happy to be with the Fury now, and all we're trying to do is win. Old team or not, we're going there to win. We're just formulating a game plan. We've seen how they play, and now we're just trying to, make the right steps forward to approach the game.
The team's, raring to get going again, to get out there on the field. So it's been a lot of anticipation built up amongst the team and the players, and throughout the whole organization. The fans want another game here too. So yeah, we're ready to get back at it. We got a couple extra weeks there to work on the offensive organization, getting in the box, creating chances, scoring goals, repetitions, building confidence. So yeah, we've had a lot of time to work on it. It's time to put it into play.
Good stuff from those guys. And you hear Coach Nikola Popovich there saying that his players have really bought into his system.
Yeah, he keeps talking about the culture and the system that he's trying to implement. It's true. He needs to keep that idea going. He needs to make sure that every single player in that team buys into it so they can play together as a team and they continue getting success throughout the season.
Now let's look at one key player from each team to keep an eye on tonight.
Of course, for the Ottawa team, the visitors, Cristian Portillo, the Spaniard. You see him last year playing for the San Francisco Deltas in the NASL. Great left foot player. We saw him in that assist. Watch for him to be the catalyst going forward, especially out of the attacking center mid. On the other side, of course, we have Georgi Ristov, who's only 2 goals to tie the record, 3 goals to break the record. And of course, we're looking for him to do it here at home. He can score many different ways. He had a penalty kick. He had a great header in preseason. We're looking for him to do it at home.
Well, Eddie, the Rowdies have said that their goal is to go undefeated here at Al Lang Stadium this season. And they need to get 3 points here tonight. What's it going to take for them to get back to their winning ways?
That's a great question, Heather. I think for them, they need to come back home, implement their system once again, go back to the things they were doing prior to getting on the road, as they did last weekend. Play at home. The field's going to be a little bit wet. They're used to the facilities. Great venue for them. They're at home. I think they're going to get the 3 points, but they got to go back playing their system.
And these are 2 very attack-minded teams, so there should be a lot of great action out on the pitch tonight.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be a great match because of the system they match with a 4-3-3. So it's going to be one of those games whoever can win the center mid is going to be able to create chances, especially using the width of this field. And that's what the Rowdies are going to look to do. Implement their system, use the width, create some chances, and you have Ristov on top to try to put him away.
Absolutely. It should be a great one out there tonight. That wraps up our pregame show. For Eddie Rodriguez, Drew Felios, and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Heather Donnelly. Thanks for joining us. Rowdies versus Ottawa Fury FC is up next.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club Flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Last week in Louisville, in a hostile environment, chances were hard to come by. The lone goal in the match scored by the defending USL champions. Tonight, the Rowdies regroup and refocus. Next. Getting ready for a soccer Saturday night here in beautiful downtown St. Pete. Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, as they host the team that they came into the league with a season ago, the Ottawa Fury. And we're thrilled to have you with us, everybody, alongside the former MLS star Eddie Rodriguez. I'm Drew Felios. The Rowdies will try and regroup after coming off their first loss in the regular season in 2018, up against the defending champions last week. Eddie, what happened in that match?
Yeah, it was a tough weekend, Drew. One, you got to go on the road. You got to play, as you mentioned, in a hostile environment, a great stadium for them. And they play good, sound, solid defense. They know they're playing at home. They're going to pack it in a little bit, and they did. It worked for them because all they were looking for is that counter.
So tonight, taking on an Ottawa team that's only played one game so far this regular season. For Stuart Campbell and the Rowdies coaching staff, not a lot to scout on coming into this match, Eddie.
Yeah, remember last weekend they did not play because of the weather conditions, so they only play against the Independence, Charlotte Independence. Not a lot to see, so now you're going to have to play them straight up, see what they have the first 5-10 minutes, and adjust to their style of play.
Only one goal scored this year by Ottawa, but still, do not underestimate this team. They have so much talent on their side of the pitch, including Portilla, one of the superstars.
That's right. Cristian Portilla, the Spaniard, one of the players you have to worry about there. You see him here last year playing for the San Francisco Deltas in the old NASL. He's going to be the catalyst coming off the back. Keep in mind, he's got the left foot ability to go forward, take players on. He's a great leader, and he's that catalyst going forward as a number 10. On the other side, the home team, Georgi Ristov, only 3 goals away, Drew, from breaking the record, 2 to tie it up, and he's looking to do so tonight at home. The great thing about Georgi, he's got the ability to put the ball in the back of the net. That's what he does best. We're looking for him to do it tonight here at home.
Only 2 scoring chances a week ago for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Hopefully, Ristov, the 33-year-old Bulgarian, part of the solution here tonight at Al Lang.
Both teams looking to come in here, get it done. Of course, the home team. And for Ottawa, they're going to enjoy the beautiful weather.
The Rowdies and the Fury kickoff coming up next from St. Pete.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1 million megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Life, it's not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Life is the unlimited possibilities all around us. It's the interesting people we meet, the epic places we see, the incredible memories we create. Life is always going on. All you have to do is choose to live it. Full of life. Mohegan Sun.
here tonight. We're thrilled to have you along for the ride at Al Lang Stadium with Eddie Rodriguez. I'm Drew Felios. Heather Donnelly also joining us throughout the night. The Tampa Bay Rowdies defending the home pitch tonight, facing an Ottawa team that is going to really starve for a win. Our starting 11 brought to you by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. One of the main stars, the lone American for Ottawa, Sita Sione, not in the starting 11, Eddie. I found that a little bit surprising heading into tonight. They have several other outstanding players, though, like Howard, number 9.
And of course, you have Kevin Oliveira at center mid at 88, but you're right. Talk about coming off the bench and being a weapon. On the other side, the home team.
For the Tampa Bay Rowdies, this is the same starting lineup that we saw a couple weeks ago in that Bethlehem match. Marcel Schaefer, Joe Cole, the solid midfield with Jack Blake doing his thing, and that back line was stellar a couple weeks ago. Hopefully they can do the same here tonight. All right, let's send it down to the third member of our crew. Welcome, Heather Donnelly.
Thank you, Drew. Just a quick weather update from down here at field level for you guys. Around 6:30, a pretty big storm rolled through downtown St. Pete and dumped quite a bit of water here at Al Lang Stadium. It's let up a lot, but it actually hasn't completely stopped. There are still some raindrops coming down. It's just a light drizzle. But if it stays like this through game time, it'll actually be really nice. There's a light breeze, cool temperatures. It'll feel great for the players, and the field conditions seem pretty beautiful, guys.
It is thank you, Heather. It is absolutely great conditions tonight, Drew. A little bit of the rain, but you know what? That's going to go away. Humidity will play into the hands, of course, the home team, the Tampa Bay Rowdies. However, look for Ottawa to get here and struggle a little bit physically. They're playing in the snow. They're not used to the humidity. And, of course, big field.
All right, let's meet the head coaches here tonight. Stuart Campbell for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Third season, second full year on the sidelines for Tampa Bay. Nikola Popovich, first-year head coach for Ottawa, trying to change the culture, the system, Eddie, and he has been challenged to do that here in the first few months.
Yeah, he has. He's bringing his philosophy from Sewell Park, a coach with a lot of experience in other teams. I know he was the assistant coach at Sporting KC with a good buddy of mine, Peter Vermees. He's done a tremendous job with KC. Now Popovich is looking to come in here and implement that system that he talked about, the 4-3-3. On the other side, we have Steve Campbell. However, in his fourth season, he's done a tremendous job now bringing his own players. Of course, Drew, you and I talked about the first couple of years. He inherited a team that some of the players that were not part of what he wanted to bring in. Now, this is a team that he brought in that he's proud of, that he's capable of coaching. And you can tell it's a different team throughout, everywhere on the field with a lot of experience and also some youth.
Coach Campbell singing the praises of his team. The effort day in and day out has just been stellar. And he says it's been hard to make that starting lineup every week when you have so many guys laying everything on the pitch. It has been tough to choose who he's playing and who he's putting to the side.
Well, that's a trait of a great team. When you look at the big teams in the world, the Manchester United, the Real Madrid, the Barcelona, coaches have a tough time, you know, picking the starting 11 because they have so many choices, so many weapons. And of course, sign of a great team is when you can bring somebody off the bench, Drew, and the level does not drop.
Underway, our officials tonight. Luis Guardia is the head referee. Walter Heatherly, Matthew Osterhaus as well. Our fourth official, Natalie Simon. Tampa Bay Rowdies want to get off to a fast start tonight. Everybody is healthy. The team, of course, in the offseason, made a couple of additions, get younger, get faster. We've seen the results here through the first few weeks. And tonight they want to get down and back to what they were starting.
And that's a combination, Drew, of a young team and some of the young players in a very, the difference between players with a lot of experience like Joe Cole, like even Schaefer, and some of the young players. You want to have that balance between players who played at the next level and done it all, and some of the young players who have all the legs and all the stamina to play for 120 minutes.
Well, Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportsAmerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Carl Howarth, the Ford for Ottawa, 5th season with the Fury, getting the touch. And now Tampa Bay working from the back. Nice touches, and Kevin Oliveira, the midfielder, sends it right. Howarth now working inside the 18, gets a good cross in. Danger for Tampa Bay, and avoiding a goal. That is a heck of a play by David Najim, who got there just in time.
Najim gets right place, right time to watch this cross, though. Doing a great job. Howarth just hitting the early ball, and that's danger. Michael Salazar not able to make good contact in the box. He was inside the 6. Once again, give credit, though, to Cody Mizell, who stood his ground. He never dove. It's easier for a goalkeeper just to get down in the first fake, but he stood his ground. He made himself big. Ball goes for a corner kick. Portillo, left foot in swinger.
Ball sent a little low and cleared by Tampa Bay. So the Fury putting some early pressure on the Rowdies. Ottawa looking for their first points here tonight. Nice run here. This is Junior Flemings. Tripped up. And contact inside the box. And they're going to play on.
Joe Cole with a great ball to Flemings. He puts him 1-on-1 with a goalkeeper.
Schaefer with the service. And that's killed by Callum Irving. So a great opportunity for the Rowdies. Goes for naught.
Great job to the goalkeeper Irving, who stood his ground. There's contact there, but he had no way to get to that ball. And give credit to Joe Cole, because he played that great ball, stole the ball right in front of the center back, and played the no-look, left foot, inside Flemings, inside truck. He went 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and those are the balls you got to keep away, Drew. You want to be able to put him away, especially in the first 5 minutes of this game.
12th all-time meeting between these two teams. Now it's Fernandez. Leo Fernandez, he's been lethal so far this season. As that one hammered out inside the 6, that was nearly an own goal. Let's check in with Heather. Heather, this is the 12th all-time meeting between these two teams.
Yeah, these teams go way back, even before their time in the USL. The Rowdies are 3-2-7 all-time against Ottawa in a series that dates back to the 2014 season. Drew?
Drew, this is what I was talking about. Both teams play the same style, so when I said keep in mind that this game is going to be won at center mid, that's what I was talking about. This game is going to go forwards, backwards. Can you implement your system, and can you win the ball at center mid? Both teams have created a couple of good chances, and both teams came out of that empty-handed. Whoever has the ability to put the chances away.
Well, Coach Popovich talked about how important it was as we got contact inside the center circle, and that was Jack Blake involved that time. But Ottawa coach Nikola Popovich said any possession is so important tonight, especially in this environment, and that is Ottawa's game. Possess, possess, and possess as much as possible.
Well, also possess the ball in critical spaces, as you see this great switch of attack right here into the corner. Keep an eye on Portilla. He's one of those players who loves to go forward. As you see the captain Hayworth right there showing, he plays like a number 10. He's gonna get in and out of the center backs, and you see Portilla how deep he is, that left-footed player, trying to play the through ball. But what he's talking about, the coach Popovich, Drew, is finding those gaps. When you're playing 3 against 3, the both teams are playing 4-3-3, so they're gonna match up at center mid. Whoever's able to unbalance that, the 50-50 challenge, and if you can get through that, you're gonna have some space behind the defense.
Look at Cody Mizell out of Woodstock, Georgia. He was a wall for the Charlotte Independents last season. 2 tremendous saves that we showed you in the pregame. In that Louisville game, had the save of the week also against Bethlehem, and really off to a tremendous start in his second stint here with Tampa Bay.
If you remember, too, he also had a couple of great early saves against NCFC, North Carolina, which, if any of their chances would have gone in, the story would have been different for the Rowdies. They went up there and won against a very good North Carolina side. And that's what you want out of your goalkeeper, to keep you in games, and Cody Mizell has done that all year for the Rowdies.
This Ottawa roster, of course, loaded with Canadians. Mentioned the lone American out of Miami, Cito Sione. Stockpiled with talent. Tough test for the Rowdies tonight here at home. Kevin Oliveira spent last 2 seasons with the Swope Park Rangers.
And that's a great job by Neil Collins. You'll see the last one, even though he came out, didn't win the ball, but he's applying enough pressure where he made the forward play that negative ball. You want to make sure you press him. Don't let him get behind you. And that's exactly what Neil Collins did. Most of the time, he's making his physical presence known with that great header. He's got the ability to step in front, but today he just stepped in, was able to win the ball. Great thing about him, he's pretty good on the ball, especially for being a big man. He's a big size, so in the back, he loves to come out of the back, playing with the ball, and he's got the ability to do so.
Rain is coming down once again here at Al Lang Stadium. As Heather mentioned, this area was really hit hard by thunderstorms about an hour before kickoff, so the rain making its presence felt again. Let's see how the Rowdies are able to adjust.
Yeah, you saw David Najm, the right fullback, who also loves to go forward and provide some great crosses out of the back. Schaefer on the left side. Rowdies are going to be content with just switching the point of attack, Drew, using the width, and that's one of the things that Coach Campbell talked about. Let's use the width, let's open them up, therefore we got to create chances, and now you can start playing that penetrating run, but you got to keep the ball at center mid, you got to use that width.
Here's Marcel Schaefer, the steady force, 11 goals last season, and send it to the opposite side of the field. Junior Flemings trying to get free. He's marked tightly by Obasi. His third season with Ottawa.
And you see the size difference between Obasi, who's every bit of 6'4", 210 against Flemings. Let's go to Heather, Drew.
All right, let's send it to Heather. Heather, what's up?
Drew, before the game, when it was coming down pretty hard with rain, I ran into Georgie Ristoff and asked him, do you like playing in the rain? He said, yeah, as long as the field doesn't get in too poor of condition. He's like, I like the rain. I prefer the rain actually to 100-degree temperatures in July. So at least one guy out there is enjoying this drizzle right now, guys.
Well, especially for Ottawa, this is nothing because, I mean, they've been below 0 wind chill here over the past month, and it's made it so hard. They've spent so much time indoors, Eddie. In fact, Coach Popovich says if our team was playing for an indoor championship, we'd probably be champions right now.
Well, and as you know, Drew, it's totally different, the feeling of playing in turf when you played outside, and what Ristoff was talking about, as long as the pitch is still playable, and of course he's talking about the field conditions, when you're not getting a true bounce of the ball, you know, doesn't get, you see how nice the field is, then it doesn't make a difference. But as soon as the rain and the mud starts accumulating and you can't get that true bounce, then that's when you don't want to play in those types of condition.
Neil Collins, Scotsman with a touch for Tampa Bay. That intercepted. Now a counter opportunity for the Fury. Just underway here, 10th minute. Drew Felios, Eddie Rodriguez, Heather Donnelly at Al Lang Stadium. Fury approaching. Now corner of the 18. This is Carl Howarth, the team captain. He'll send it back. And the defense for Tampa Bay there to take it away. Looked like Fernandez was held that time.
Yeah, great little turn by Leo Fernandez. He might have drawn the first foul, first card, however, on that breakaway.
You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV. Tampa Bay, the home for Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer, and already the first yellow handed out tonight. And the recipient is going to be Jamar Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon on that. Watch this. When Fernandez turns, Dixon just grabs his jersey, and that's what we call a professional foul right there, because you're stopping the counterattack. However, you want to make sure that you don't get a yellow card, because now Dixon's going to have to worry about next time he goes into a tackle, especially him being a defender with a yellow card. Give credit, of course, to Leo Fernandez, who was just great turn out to dribble, and he was trying to find that space and that breakaway.
Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, weekdays starting at 4 on More. It's family fun time featuring Steve Harvey, the Goldbergs, Modern Family, and Tampa Bay's #1 comedy, The Big Bang Theory. So turn on the laughs and get more with MOR. 12th minute. Rowdies back line. Trying to set up a run. Marcel Schaefer with the touch. Rowdies a little bit methodical. We had fireworks in the first few minutes as Junior Flemings nearly broke loose and scored. And Eddie, I still thought that could have easily been called a contact inside the 6.
Yeah, it was a little bit late by the time the goalkeeper came out. He did a great job, though, Irving, just holding his space, made himself big, caught that angle. But Joe Cole played a great through ball, as you mentioned, to Flemings, who had a chance to pull the trigger earlier. As soon as you see the goalkeeper out, you can play the ball on the ground, put it away to the far post, and that would have been huge for the Rowdies if they would have gone up in the first 3 minutes of action early in this first half.
Hunter Gorski gets this run started. Jack Blake now for Tampa Bay, and the defense for Ottawa very compact, marking every green and gold jersey very tightly.
Well, the difference now, Drew, we've gone 12 minutes now. Both teams have settled down a little bit. Where Ottawa came out flying. They wanted to match the intensity against the Rowdies. Of course, they're used to the humidity, they're used to the heat, and believe it or not, even though it's temperatures dropping a little bit, it's still really hot for a team that has been training in the snow. As you know, more than that, the amount of water you're going to lose, the humidity, even just coming out of here and warming up, it's a lot different than when you're, you're up in the snow and you come out and it's, minus 10.
David Najim, just signed back in January by Tampa Bay, spent the last few seasons with the New York Red Bulls too. The acquisitions for Tampa Bay have really paid dividends up to this point. Guys like Jochen Graf and Jack Blake. Ralph Smob making their presence felt here at Al Lang Stadium. Portillos now slowly approaches. That ball deflected, and Tampa Bay a little bit out of sync on the attack.
Yeah, he's trying to play that through ball to Schaefer, who made a great ball, great run out of the back. He started the play, and you see Schaefer, how deep he comes and collects the ball a lot of the times between the two center backs. Now, on the other side, you have Jack Blake doing it with his right foot coming out of the back. Same thing, collecting the ball really deep, and then they try to play the ball into one of the forwards, whether it's Georgie, whether it's Joe Cole, to their feet, and that's how they're able to do the 1-2 and then try to go forward out of the back.
Howarth took a bump that time. Walk a little gingerly right now. In his 5th season, the longest serving Ottawa Fury player. A little physical down there, Portillos.
Yeah, you're going to see that match throughout the game. Portillos having a chat with the linesman. He said, hey, there's no need for that. And of course, now both players going at it. Having a little chat with the referee. And Portillo, of course, is complaining about the push from behind. Howarth, no hard feelings. Cody Mizell with a good distribution out of the back. That's one of the things Coach Campbell wants out of his goalkeepers. Can we come out playing? Can we distribute out of the back? And of course, when you have center backs like Collins who can take care of the ball as well. You see this challenge, the referee close enough. Michael Salazar gets called for the foul.
And that's Najim again. Najim, 25 years old. A couple weeks ago had the chance to play against Bethlehem, a team that has his brother Adam on the roster. And again, the Rowdies just a little bit hesitant connecting the dots here in the opening 20.
Yeah, just a little bit off. Great turn by Flemings. By the time he tried to play the ball to David Najim, he was still onside. But as you mentioned, just that last touch in the attacking third, ever so elusive, Drew, but it's so hard to get the timing, the 1-2s, the runs without the ball. Can you make that run and then get the ball to that player behind the entire defense?
Rowdies coming off their first loss of the season. They have wins over North Carolina and Bethlehem. And get scrambling back here as Bruna approaches. Gerardo Bruna, the Argentinian. And he's the club leader in crosses as well. When he gets to that left flank, Eddie, the Rowdies certainly going to take notice.
Well, he has a great left foot. He's got the ability to actually strike the ball with both feet. You're right, he makes those great diagonal runs, and he's got the ability to drive the ball far post or near post, just a driven ball. You know how difficult those balls are to defend, because a lot of the times you go in to put your head in there and he's going to end up in the back of your net for an own goal.
Sneaking a pass through. Cutting it off this time, Neil Collins, the Scotsman. And Rowdies with a chance to counter here. Set up nicely. Here's Joe Cole. Fernandez. And inside the 18 deflected. Coming back out. Tampa Bay staying with it. Zach Portillo is able to keep it alive. And now Fernandez with some space.
You saw Leo Fernandez trying to chip the ball to the far post.
Marcel Schaefer gets some air under this one. Rebound sent out. And the blast from up top hits to the right. Najim had a chance to at least get a foot on it.
David Najim once again going forward out of the back. Feel the Rowdies sending numbers up. I like that. I like the fact they're coming out of the back, trying to send the fullbacks, whether it's David Najim on the right, and you've seen Schaefer got a couple of times on the left.
Well, here are exclusive stories directly from the USL's players and USLsoccer.com's From the Pitch, with written and video content providing unfiltered access and a first-person look into the professional game and players' everyday lives from the pitch. Interesting. Definitely want to check that out. Attacking the other way, and one just sent to the right. Again, the Rowdies escape as Bruna had a solid run that time.
You talked about the ability of the Argentine, Gerardo Bruna. Once again, he gets freed. And watch, he splits two defenders, looks up, takes a shot to the far post. I'm not sure if Cody Mizell got a touch of that, but that's a great save if he touched the ball. It's such a difficult ball to get down. As he mentioned, nope. You saw him waving at the ref saying, I didn't touch that ball. But once again, you've got to put a body on Bruna. He's so important and so dangerous going forward.
Cody Mizell, such a master of those angles, Eddie. He knows exactly where that far post is and how far in or how far back he needs to be.
Well, if you notice the way he comes out, he's got a couple of steps that he does, the imprints before the game starts. So he knows when he comes out where the post is and where he needs to dive. And that's, as you know, a goalkeeper, a master of angles, especially when it comes out to you coming out and making yourself big, closing that gap.
Ottawa's had two really good chances here in this first 20 minutes. Now Marcel Schaefer slowly approaching his second year with the Rowdies. Teo's tried to get it to Fernandez, and I think number 11, Leo Fernandez, the key to this Tampa Bay Rowdies attack. He has played well over the past few weeks. That's when things really start to roll.
Well, no, he's definitely one of the better players that the Rowdies have going forward. He's got that left foot, but at the same time, so many players who have the ability to go forward. You have Joe Cole, of course. You have Ristov, who's a great finisher. Fleming's out of the back. Even Jack Blake a little more, a little deeper, and of course, even Schaefer. And I love the fact that the fullbacks go. When you talk about bringing players out of the back, even Collins every once in a while, of course, especially in set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks, he's going to go forward and try to get that head in there for those headers.
Looked like a high kick that time. And a whistle comes in on Marcel Schaefer. Tough position for Schaefer to be. He was right behind him.
That's one of those things that you do as a center mid. It's a thankless job. Drew, always running, always getting physical in the middle, always going after someone, because if you're not playing offense, you're playing defense, so you're always busy. You don't have time to just relax and walk around.
Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, your next chance to catch Joe Cole, Georgie Ristov, and all the Tampa Bay Rowdies on this TV Saturday, April 21st versus the Real Monarchs. Game time 7:30, pregame at 7, right here on this TV, Tampa Bay.
Michael Salazar with a shot way out too. He would love to have that one back.
Salazar, one of those players on loan from the Montreal Impact. As you get a look at Stuart Campbell, says that no player for Tampa Bay so far has been getting down on himself. All the guys are going for it in practice. Eddie, we were at training yesterday, and this team, to watch them practice, it is really a treat. It's one thing to watch a team play a game, but just to watch the Rowdies practice this year, really special. Everybody picking each other up.
No, it's fun to watch a team that is so intense on and off the pitch as well. But when you saw him play a little bit of 11v11, you saw that intensity of practice. You saw that everybody wants to be a starter in this team, and the ones that are not are waiting for that chance, waiting for that moment where they can come in and add something to the team, provide something. And that's one of the things, you know, Campbell, the coach, talked about. He loves the intensity. He knows that he's got a tough job right now selecting the starting 11.
Rowdies trying to possess here. Schaefer sends it left. Fernandez will try and track it down in the corner. Porter now tries to get it out of there. Ball a little bit dangerous. The keeper got caught, and the shot straight on by Hristov. Georgi Hristov was Johnny on the spot that time. I think he was a little surprised how open he was.
Absolutely. Irving not able to make contact with the ball. Georgi Hristov finds the ball right there. Such a difficult ball to hit. It's a full volley, and just the fact that he was not expecting it. He could have done better with that. He could have taken a touch. And of course, the timing of it all is what makes it hard. He's waiting for the ball to drop. The referee finally got a chance to use that shaving cream.
The Barbasol is out early here. I would say, though, so far, this match going exactly the way Ottawa wants it to go.
Yeah, for them coming in here to this great venue, Drew, they're, you know, looking to come in here and play some good soccer. Also, start the counterattack. If they can score a goal on a breakaway, great. But if not, they're just going to be content with play good, solid defense and not give it anything free out of the backs or any silly goals.
Joe Cole going down. Contact there. And we'll have a set piece coming up here. Joe Cole, 36 years old, and still playing like he is 26 years old. Third season as a Tampa Bay Rowdy, is Marcel Schaefer right now down on the pitch.
And let's hope there's nothing serious for Schaefer. He's holding onto that left ankle. That's dangerous for him, of course, if he's known that he's a left-footed player. As you see, the Argentine Bruna, I think he was just a little bit late on that tackle. See if we can catch a glimpse of that late tackle by Bruna. Yeah, he just clips him from behind, but there's no intention. The Argentine was trying to get to the ball, as we see Jack Blake with a good chance here. In-swinger. 8 players from the Rowdies making a run into the box.
Blake gets a nice curl on that one as Callum Irvin came up to punch it away, and Tampa Bay will throw it in on the far side. How about that laser Jack Blake had in that first week in that North Carolina game? He can certainly score from that point.
Yeah, he's been kind of quiet tonight, but he does kind of the same. Schaefer does it on the left. Black does it on the right. He's got a great right foot, as you mentioned. He's got the ability to drive that ball. We've seen him on free kicks and penalty kicks as well, but he's got great vision playing that defensive center mid for the Rowdies. And of course, at times they switch and play 3 in the middle. Sometimes you see Schaefer dropping a little more defensively, and they switch.
Schaefer tries to switch fields with it. Looks like Marshall is okay. Collins with a quick touch, and Hristov cannot possess for the Rowdies.
Just about 20 minutes in this first half, Drew. Both teams just what you expected. Did you expect Ottawa to be a little more offensive, defensive? What do you think?
Well, certainly Ottawa with a 21-day rest. They certainly look rested and well coming in here tonight. And, you know, it's hard to try and analyze, is it an advantage or a disadvantage to only play 1 game up to this point, where Tampa Bay, this is their 4th contest of the regular season. And Ottawa's had so many practice days cut short as well. At this point, still early in the year, advantage, disadvantage, how do you think?
No, at this point, first of all, it's a great question, though, because you want to go into the season and develop that chemistry. I think at this point, it's a disadvantage, because that's one of the reasons why you as a strategist want to implement so many preseason games, and you want your team to start, you know, gelling together. You want the chemistry to roll, and Ottawa hasn't had that many games, so I think for them, that's what they need to do so they can start gelling on and off the pitch as well. You see, that's one of the qualities about the Rowdies right now. They're a great team on and off the pitch, and you can tell by the way they play.
Hernandez tried to save it before it went out. Now it does roll across the touchline. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay, with Eddie Rodriguez and Heather Donnelly down on the field. Drew Felios here, our fabulous Tampa Bay Rowdies TV crew throughout the park, Eddie, bringing you the pictures, the sights and sounds tonight as we continue to bring you Rowdies soccer, and it's been a fun season so far.
It's been a great beginning of this 2018 season for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and a great team this organization has put together on the pitch. We expect a lot of good things. Of course, they fell short of the goal last year.
Deflected that time and allows Portillos to come up and get it for Tampa Bay. Zach Portillos. Rowdies will slow things up at the moment. Zach Portillos out of Aurora, Colorado, former Akron Zips star, has overcome 2 Achilles tears in his soccer career as that one just gets away from him, and Howarth tosses it in for Ottawa. Some USL scores, top left-hand portion of your screen. Good run here, and Ottawa one-on-one play. Howarth trying to get free. Mizell comes over to clean it up.
Howarth with a great chance right there. Once you can tell right there, he would love to have that one back because he would have gone straight towards goal. He had a clear angle right there. Portillo was the defender who closed the space, and watch this. He could have taken a shot there. Once he cut the ball to the inside, he lost the angle. Mizell was right there. He tried to cut the ball back again, and Portillo read him.
That's one thing, Eddie, against this Rowdies team. The back line's so fast. If you hesitate for a split second, they're going to eat that up.
Well, just like in that chance, they gave you a very short window. The window was there, and then the opportunity closed. He had a chance to take that early shot. He chose not to. Got the ball to the inside.
Both teams with 3 shots on goal. Schaefer gives it a ride. Irving climbs the ladder to get it for Ottawa.
But once again, you see Georgi Ristovs giving the thumbs up to, well, who else but Schaefer with a great delivery. It's one of the things he does so well. Left foot in swinging to the far post. And that's what you want as a center forward. Georgi Ristov just a little bit off, but great idea, though, especially if you're able to strike that ball early enough where you can gain the defender's back. If you put the ball behind the defender, there's no way the defender's going to turn around and try to get to that ball. And it's going to be easy pickings for the likes of Georgi Ristov, who's great in the air, by the way.
Fleming's pushed from behind. Well, the USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. Back to work for the Tampa Bay Rowdies here in the 30th minute from Al Lang Stadium. And again, that final third just unable to be set up that time. Ball nearly gets away. Goalie is out of his box. Right there, up against the post. Joe Cole had a tough angle at it.
You called the offsides already. Joe Cole was offsides. And you're right, Drew. That last touch in the attacking third, you have to be patient. You have to let it come to you. You got to make sure that when you're in that situation, you take advantage of it.
Tough position to be in when the keeper came out, Eddie, and lost it for Cole, kind of a no man's land.
Yeah, and then, you know, you saw the little referee right away he blew the whistle. The linesman actually had the flag out, so none of that would have counted.
Ottawa Fury lost 4-1 to Charlotte back on March 17th, the opening week of the regular season. Their match last week against Toronto postponed as the Rowdies trying to set up another run here as Fleming's lost that one.
4 players arguing about a handball. Joe Cole, Schaefer Jack Blake, and the referee didn't bite.
Something to keep in mind, Eddie, of the 11 meetings that Tampa Bay has met Ottawa, 7 of them have been draws. Perhaps a sign of things to come. Still early in this match.
Oh, that just goes to show you, Drew, this two teams that match each other pretty well. And a lot of times it happens, Drew. You play against a team that you match up well, and you know, similar situations, especially when you play the same formation, 4-3-3, and you find yourself just neutralizing each other's best players, not creating many chances, and when you do,
it's a shot from far out and way atop past the 18. The blast just high.
It's a great shot by the Argentine, though, Gerardo Bruna. As you see the possession time right here, the Tampa Bay Rowdies do what they do best. They keep the ball, they switch your point of attack. They just got to capitalize on those chances, but Gerardo Bruna says, not too fast. Just give me the ball on top of the 18 and I'll do the rest. As you continue to hear the Rowdies faithful, the home crowd.
Diaz comes up to toss it in for Tampa Bay. Rowdies in the Fury entered the USL together a little over 1 year ago. Tampa Bay sort of feels tied to this Ottawa franchise. Of course, Ottawa affiliated with the Montreal Impact, Toronto FC. There's Irving again. Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, catch Hollywood's greatest stars 24 hours a day on This TV Tampa Bay. Plus, catch all the stars of your Tampa Bay Rowdies, including Cole, Kristoff, and Schaefer. Every Rowdies home game on This TV Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay's first 24-hour movie channel and the home of Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer. A standstill at the moment. Fury in the white. Rowdies, of course, in the familiar green and gold. Oliveira.
See how deep Oliveira comes in, collects the ball for Ottawa. He's literally between the two center backs.
Slow counter by Tampa Bay. There's Fernandez coming up to play it. Ball sort of just stopped. Now the Rowdies come out. Here's Marcel Schaefer. Who else? Can he get that left-footed cross in there? There it is. And Irving down to get it for Ottawa. Great idea for Marcel Schaefer.
It's great effort as well. Another great run by the German Schaefer, who gets down to the line. He was looking for that near post. He was hoping George Ristov will make a run.
Eight caps with the German men's national team for Marcel Schaefer. The Bundesliga veteran making his presence felt. Tampa Bay starting to apply pressure now. Schaefer trying to go to the well again. Little arc on this one. Fleming's in the area. Now straight on and shot just to the left.
What a great delivery once again by the German international Schaefer. He gets under the ball, looking for Flemings in the far post. Look at that. Just a nice little chip. Flemings gets up, hits the ball at the highest point, bringing the ball back, looking for Leo Fernandez.
There was Jack Blake that time. He got a piece of it, just sailed out.
Yeah, Blake did not make the best contact with the ball on top of the 18. And of course, once again, that's a very difficult ball to hit. You gotta line up your hips, facing the goal, which is the way you're going. Trying to turn, hit more of a volley, which is even harder to hit.
Take a look at Junior Flemings. And now the Fury struggling to really possess as much as they would like to here in this first half because of what the Rowdies have done, kind of beating them at their own game right now.
Well, now you're starting to see how they dropped off the pace as well. You see the Rowdies, they continue to keep going. They continue to make runs now. Ottawa sitting back a little bit. I think they're starting to feel a little bit of that dehydration, a little bit of that. We talked about the condition. We talked about if you're not as fit, if you're not used to playing this humidity, and I think they're sitting back a little bit, trying to keep some of that energy for the second half, if you will.
37th minute, Neil Collins in that back line for Tampa Bay. Gorski. This one played well by Ottawa. Portilla able to gain possession. Now Manella, player down for the Rowdies.
So Joe Cole didn't like that because right before that he got hit. Now he's playing defense. He goes into a tackle. He makes contact. Now he gets a call.
Coach Popovich, whenever we asked him about, Coach, who are the stars on your team? Who are the main guys to watch, Eddie? He was not very receptive to that question because he is in the middle of trying to instill a culture where no one person is more important than the team.
Yeah, he would not talk about any individuals. He went as far as to say there's no superstars on my team. We play together as a team collectively, and he's more interested in implementing that style of play, implementing the culture. He kept talking about the culture and what he's trying to do with his team. Of course, we saw what he was able to do with Swoop Rangers last year.
Use words like foundation and system and culture to describe building the Ottawa Fury. Here's Junior Flemings now from the right flank. Flemings with the blast, and this one sails high. Good decision?
No, I'm not sure if that was a shot or a cross, but you have to do one of the two. Either you're shooting, and if you're going to shoot it, hit the frame, put it on target, or if you're going to cross it, you can tell he would love to have that one back, but that's a lot of the times you're in the middle of trying to decide. You're trying to do something. If that was a shot, he just got under the ball too much. But of course, when you have a couple of your teammates making runs, you got to make sure you play the ball into the box, otherwise you just wasted a chance. And he went nowhere near the goal.
Well, ESPN Plus is the new streaming home of the USL in the United States. Watch all the action throughout the 2018 regular season and USL Cup playoffs starting on Saturday, April 14th. Visit USLsoccer.com for more details as the USL partnering with ESPN and their new service ESPN Plus. Some tremendous coverage ahead for this great league, which continues to grow, continues to thrive.
Continues to grow, and as it is the biggest second division league in the world.
Great attendance figures so far this year, and Eddie, the play, the overall teams, the overall level of play that we've seen this year has just been fabulous.
And it's definitely getting better. I think that once they went away from, having another league and they just concise it into just one league, the USL, I think you saw some of those teams that came to this league. I know North Carolina came into the league too, and some of the teams that were in the other league, now they're in this league, and now you can really contend and say, you know what, who's going to be the winner for the second division in the U.S.?
Had a chance to see Las Vegas play last week. Lights FC, one of the bright young teams in the league, as you saw, trying to avoid the offsides.
Yeah, but you saw that very smart by Georgi Ristov, just leaving the ball. Schaefer plays the through ball, and that's what Schaefer's arguing about. Georgi never took the ball, never went towards the ball. Leo Fernandez made a run trying to get to the ball as we get close to the 40th minute, the first half. And that's a player with experience right there, Drew. When you have enough experience, you can just stop, make yourself unavailable. Don't go towards the goal, towards the ball rather, and that's what Georgi Ristov was trying to do.
Crowd here at Al Link still anticipating the Rowdies' first goal. Joe Cole collecting, and Flemings misjudged at that time. There will be a throw-in on the far side for Ottawa.
Keep in mind that the first 5 minutes of each half, the first 5 and the last 5 minutes of each half, there's been a lot of mistakes happen in all the games. That's why it's crucial for you to stay active, and we always talk about not giving up a soft goal, especially early. Well, it's also late in the match. You and I see it all the time, Drew, where the last 5 minutes, people have the tendency of just kind of cruise, thinking, oh, we're getting ready for halftime.
Here's Flemings. Flemings one-on-one right at Obasi. Flemings goes down, and we play on.
And once again, you see the size difference between Obasi and Flemings. Obasi every bit of 6'4", 210, imposing that physicality even for a left fullback.
Yeah, Eddie, that could be a tough matchup for Tampa Bay moving forward.
Well, it is, and that's the reason why they put him out there, because they know the speed of Flemings. They know he's the type of player who can get behind defenders. Well, today, he's had a really tough time, and he really hasn't been able to get behind. There's that matchup right there in the middle of your screen.
Flemings going down hard. This time a whistle comes out. And let's see.
The referee is saying that was your second one. You have one more, and then the card's going to come out. Like you saw Flemings on the ground.
Last couple times, it looks like he is running up against a brick wall here.
Yeah, and Obasi was just late. He actually does not make contact with the ball. Flemings sold that foul well. And as a player, Drew, you got to start winning your 50-50 challenges like that one. You got to start getting in Obasi's head, saying it. You're going to switch it up. You take him inside one time, outside to the next, and you want to start getting behind. Little by little, you know you're going to start breaking down, first of all, him as a player and as a unit as well. And that's when you can find success.
'44th minute, Callum Irving, 7 clean sheets last season, getting his 38th straight start tonight for Ottawa in goal. Has won Canadian men's national team cap back in January of last year. As Rowdies trying to get one more chance on goal here before halftime. And here's Flemings with some time and space to work with. Junior Flemings. Cross was on, deflected though, and Irving going to come collect.
Great. It all started by George Arista with a flick onto Flemings, and then Leo Fernandez was making the run to the far post. And just like that, the Rowdies were trying to get one last chance in this first half. Ottawa will be content with just freezing the ball. They don't have to go forward. They're happy with that score right now going into the locker room.
Now they turn. Bruna has been effective in this first half for Ottawa. I think he is the guy that has kind of kept that Rowdies back line on notice.
Yeah, just wait, they have a guy by the name of Christian Portilla coming off the bench in the second half. The Spaniard, and I think between him and the Argentine, Gerardo Bruna, can do some damage. As we get the call for 1 minute of extra time in this first half.
Colin Falvey, the Irishman's second stint with the Fury. Going to go with the long ball. Howarth trying to catch up to it. Mizell just kind of froze that time inside the 6. And again, as you said, Eddie, got to be careful here as the clock winds down before halftime.
Oh yeah, once again, give credit to Howarth, who got at the end of that so difficult, Drew, to make that sprint and get to that ball. Ottawa refusing to go away, keeping the ball, trying to just create one more chance.
Here's Chris Manella. Crosses the midfield line. Now they retreat once again. Portilla with the touch. And the final seconds of this first half. Fury with Oliveira. Can the Rowdies get a counter? Not this time. Here's Kyle Porter. Porter, the former Tampa Bay Rowdy. Second stint with the Fury. He would love a goal tonight against his own team. But he is cut off by that Rowdies back line, and that is going to do it. here through the first 45 and change. Georgi Hristov and the Rowdies not able to notch a goal through the first half, but that should change. Let's send it down on the field to Heather with Coach Popovich of Ottawa.
Thank you, Drew. Coach, this was your team's first game action in 3 weeks. How satisfied are you with what you saw out of your team in this first half?
I think what we can see it's lack of consistency. There are a lot of ups and downs. There are a lot of missed balls without any reason in the midfield. So we cannot keep possession so consistently as we want. We have to get better on that. We have to get better on the ball, and then from that have more position and create situation to score goals, and then be a little bit more careful with direct football of Tampa Bay.
All right, thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, Coach Popovich. They're able to keep Tampa Bay off the scoreboard through the first half, but clearly he wants more in the second. Thinks his team has something for Tampa Bay. We are even after one half of play here in downtown St. Pete. Halftime festivities coming up in just a moment.
Across Florida, we're listening to customers like you, and we're working hard to build the brighter energy future you and your family deserve. That's why we're making smart investments in the grid to improve reliability and prevent outages, to use more clean, renewable energy like solar, and to give you better control over your energy use today and in the years ahead. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you. Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Halftime here in Tampa Bay, the Rowdies and Ottawa Fury. A scoreless tie after the first 45 as the youngsters enjoying a night in Al Lang Stadium. Great to have you with us, everybody, with Eddie Rodriguez, Drew Felios here. It's about what we expected. Ottawa wants to keep it low scoring. They want to keep Tampa Bay off the board, but Coach Popovich not satisfied as he talked to Heather at halftime.
Well, the coaching staff knew that we're going to come in here and play against a great home team in the Rowdies, a team that's going to play very good defense. They're going to come out of the back, and more than that, they're going to create some chances going forward. However, you almost have to play the perfect game. They've done a good job playing defense, but they really haven't been able to create a lot of chances or no clear chances at that.
All right, in the opening minutes, we saw fireworks. Both teams really going at each other. Tampa Bay had some really close calls here approaching. It was Fernandez. That's his signature point. We saw him score from about that point against Bethlehem a couple weeks ago. Nearly had the angle here.
Yeah, Leo Fernandez went down the line, not a lot of angle, and took that shot to the far post. Here we see him again going against two players, gets pulled from behind, and he drew the first yellow card of this game.
So Ottawa able to regroup, get a few chances of their own. Cody Mizell getting down, knowing the angles, may have gotten just a fingertip on that one to get the ball to sail wide.
Get out of the Bruno, the Argentine finds that ball, takes a shot to the far post. And how about this Goalkeeper just gives it away. Georgi Hristov not able to make good contact with the ball. Very difficult as the ball's coming down.
So Callum Irving playing well for Ottawa, though that one nearly self-destructed. And meanwhile, Ottawa gets a chance here. Howarth has created some havoc. He just has not finished for the Fury yet.
He could have taken an early shot. Howarth not able to hit it far post as we go into the stats.
About even, you look down the line, Eddie. What's the main number that really stands out to you here?
The possession for the Rowdies a little bit higher, 54%, but the Fury doing a good job maintaining as well. Once again, they haven't been able to create as many chances as the Rowdies.
So the Rowdies and Ottawa Fury, a scoreless tie after one half of play. Saturday night at Al Lang Stadium, the place to be here in downtown St. Pete. We're back in just a moment.
Our next home game broadcast will be Saturday, April 21st as the Rowdies host the Real Monarchs. Our broadcast starts at 7 with kickoff at 7:30 right here at Al Lang Stadium. Monarchs defender Kalen Ryden is someone to watch in the match. In his first start with the team, he scored 2 goals, both being headers in the first half. That was enough to land him a spot on the USL Team of the Week. The Rowdies will have to be prepared for set pieces in the match. In their game against Portland, the Monarchs produced 7 corner kicks and scored off 2. Be sure to tune into This TV Tampa Bay on Saturday, April 21st as the Rowdies host the Real Monarchs. Now here's Drew Felios with USL News and Notes.
All right, thank you so much, Heather. Tampa Bay Rowdies right now atop the Eastern Conference standings. Right now, Charlotte Independence and New York Red Bulls 2 setting the pace. Louisville City also in the mix. Of course, they've got the victory over Tampa Bay. And keep an eye on Cincinnati. They are always a team to reckon with. Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Nashville, Ottawa at the bottom of the standings. Scores so far here today. Pittsburgh over Toronto, a 4-0 count. Richmond and Red Bulls 2 even at 1. That's a final. Louisville City in the second half, they lead Cincinnati. That's a showdown there, 1-0. Indy 11 in their first year in the league, 1-0 over North Carolina FC. And Nashville SC and Charlotte Independence, that game should be starting in just a moment. All right, 3 players are tied in scoring. Talk about Jorge Herrera, the ageless wonder for Charlotte. Also, Belmar, tremendous player. Carlton Belmar for Swope Park, and Edelson out of Orange County, the top scorers in the league. How about Las Vegas Lights FC winning their first ever regular season home match? They trailed Swope Park 1-0, came back and won that one 2-1. And Louisville City FC remaining the #1 team in the USL Power Rankings. They are, of course, the defending champions in the USL. Well, it's time now for a special interview brought to you by the USL.
We're joined today by Jake Edwards, president of the USL. Just getting ready to kick off an exciting 2018 season. Jake, thank you very much for joining us today.
Great, my pleasure.
You know, we're getting ready to kick off the 2018 USL season, but this year has also been very crucial for the successful launch of USL Division 3. Talk to us about, you know, the league and kind of the steps that are taking place to get ready to kick a ball with them next year.
Yeah, that's a great deal of work that's gone into that so far. It's been a 2-year project, and we're kicking off in 19. Very excited. It's a significantly important step that we're taking here because there needs to be more professional soccer. There are a significant number of communities and fans that don't have access to a professional team of their own. And there's an opportunity there to go into these communities. We want professional soccer clubs that are going to be here for many years to come, and we'll follow the same model with the right ownership, with the right venue, and with you know, great professional players. Now between the 2 professional divisions, and also with our pre-professional league, our PDL, our Elite Amateur Under 23 league. Now with the 3 properties, you'll actually see more integration of these leagues. Division 3 is going to have a huge impact on the growth of the sport.
What does Jake as president think about when you're looking ahead for the next decade? What are some initiatives that you kind of see on the horizon?
We set a long-term strategic plan out that took us through 2020. Some of those projects are going to carry on beyond that. There'll be some more expansion into the USL for Division 3. It's the continuation of our soccer-specific stadium push to get all of our teams playing in those venues. Again, continue to focus on the competition level, continue to attract quality players and world-class stars into the league, and coaches as well. You know, a large part of what we're going to be focusing now is on the commercial growth and the media growth of the league, as we've built significant interest and significant quality, and there's a lot of people that want the content now, and so we're going to be unveiling a lot of new partners over the coming 12 to 24 months. So there's a big area of focus there for the league. And ultimately the fans, you know, keep servicing the fans, keep engaging with the fans, keep giving the fans you know, more and more great professional soccer for them to come out and support.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Welcome back to Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV Tampa Bay with Eddie Rodriguez, Drew Felios, Heather Donnelly down on the field. An entertaining first half of action. Neither team able to get into the scoring column. We saw it get a little bit physical. The pitch was a little bit wet here to start. Do you think that played a little bit of a factor in the rhythm, the tempo that the Rowdies kind of struggled to set early on?
Maybe a little bit, but not too much. I mean, these are professional players. These are players that are used to playing in all different conditions. I think more than anything is just they got to play together and they got to just get the timing right, especially when they go into the attacking third, creating chances and much more so than that, Drew, be able to capitalize when the opportunity is there. You had a couple of chances. George Ristov had one that, of course, difficult ball to hit on a full-out volley, but you know, big-time players show up in big-time games, and this is one of those where you got to have your key players show up and put this Ottawa side away.
Marcel Schaefer extremely active for Tampa Bay in the first half. Leo Fernandez was as well. Cody Mizell challenged a few times for Tampa Bay. He was there to answer the bell both times, and it was Gerardo Bruna, the Argentinian for Ottawa, posing the biggest scoring threat after the first 45 minutes of action underway here in the second half.
No subs for the Rowdies. I didn't expect them to change anything, especially this early in the game.
Rowdies trying to add to their 6 points here tonight, and Ottawa trying to register their first points in the 2018 season. Not going to be easy here in a tough environment, Al Stadium. Colin Falvey, the Irishman, sends it upfield. Far side now. Schaefer looks like a player shaken up. And the back there.
Here's Hawthorne, the captain, just in contact with Jack Blake. It was a 50-50 ball, just not much of a contact, but the referee close enough.
Take one more look. Carl Howarth, the player, shaken up and may have taken one to the jaw right there as Jack Blake ran into him.
Yeah, I think it was the elbow. Well, Blake, he was just trying to protect himself, and there was just that contact. I don't think there was any intention of swinging that arm, making contact with the player. The referee was close enough.
And I said he took one in the jaw. It looks like, though, they're massaging his shoulder. It may have gotten him right there on the collarbone.
Yeah, the trap right there, the trapezius muscle right there on your neck.
Coach Popovich knows how important Howarth is. Howarth is kind of like the team spokesman for this Ottawa club. He's the longest serving Fury player in his 5th season. He is the team captain. So they can really not afford to lose him. And it looks like he's going to play on here. Gorski switches fields. Collins and Gorski. Good combination in the back for the Rowdies. Bassi going to let this one roll past the touchline.
See early in the second half, Drew, how Ottawa just came out and, you know, they just don't have the same intensity that they showed in the first half.
There's Marcel Schaefer. Schaefer turning, dealing left side. There's a strike, and Irving there to pick it up off the ground.
Yeah, Leo Fernandez trying to work through traffic, and he gets that shot off to the far post. Doesn't quite get enough, and he's just trying to cross the ball, cross slash shot. But he's trying to find that gap once again. We've seen him score from there, Drew, from right about the same spot. He scored in the first home game towards the far post.
Yeah, Fernandez had it in that position a week ago at Louisville, but field conditions did not enable him to square one up. Here's Dixon now on a run. Bruna, oh, good help that time. Collins came over with the slide.
That's a great tackle, great timing by Neil Collins, because Bruna was driving that ball to the far post, and watch how Neil Collins just stand his ground, stays. Now he dives at the right time, and he makes contact with the ball, gets up. Just great effort right there by the big man in the back for the Rowdies.
Here's Collins now advancing. Rowdies again controlling possession here to start the second half. Schaefer sends it downfield. Flemings. Hunter Gorski spent time with New York last year, out of Stanford, New York Cosmos, that is.
Of course, he won a couple of championships with the New York Cosmos under Giovanni Savaresi, the coach.
Oliveira will let this one roll. A little extra touch on it as Schaefer's trying to throw it in, and Popovich telling his team, hey guys, let's stay on point here. You can just feel Rowdy's starting to build a little bit of rhythm. Blake, careless pass that time. And the Fury trying to capitalize. Blake gets it back for his team.
Great job defensively by Blake, coming back. Joe Cole as well. Now Leo Fernandez going forward.
Fernandez looked like he was held up. Actually, wrist off that time, collecting. And now here comes the service. Schaefer will take his time. Fernandez back to Schaefer. There's the rhythm Tampa Bay is looking for. Taken away inside the 6, but the Rowdies will stay with it. Gorski, little air under it. And ball blown dead.
You know what's great to see, as soon as the Rowdies lost the ball, you saw who else but the experience of Joe Cole and even Jake. Blake actually made a run defensively, and they both stole the ball. Great job by Jack, just winning the ball center mid, especially as soon as you lose the ball. And then they won the ball. They ended up getting a chance going forward, but that's a sign of a great team. As soon as you lose the ball, if you can come back and get it right away.
Cal Porter, former Rowdy, been a little bit quiet so far tonight. Here's a shot, and Mizell not taking any chances for the Rowdies. Cody Mizell, he is so focused week in and week out. Quick touch to Blake.
Once again, that combination of Blake and Cole.
Fernandez leaves it off. Schaefer does the same. Marcel Schaefer sends it in. Irving high up top to grab it.
His two choices were Georgi Hristov. Great delivery once again by Schaefer and Flemings. Flemings was actually making a good run from the outside in. Looking to get into that far post. And Drew, not not that I didn't expect it, but it looks like Ottawa is just going to be content with just sitting back a little more in the second half. They haven't really created much going forward, and as the time passes, I think they're just going to be happy with doing that. A shot from 30 out, just kind of saying we don't have to go forward. Let's just stay back and defend, and not give up the lead. But at the same time, we're playing away against a great side in the Rowdies. Let's see if we can just get a point at least on a tie, on a draw.
That's a great point. And meanwhile, Eddie, if you are Tampa Bay, the Rowdies now look back to the last week at Louisville. They did not score. They haven't scored through the first 45 minutes here. When does it start to creep into your head, hey, listen, we really need a goal? It has certainly been a while.
That's a great point. That's exactly what Campbell is thinking. He's got to go forward because he's playing at home. He's got the ability and the players to go forward. He's got to create chances. They've been doing that, so he's got to continue to go forward. Forget about how long it's been the last time they scored. They got to create chances. They got to score goals because they got to win this game, especially at home.
And it's been nearly 2 years since the Rowdies have been shut out at home. It does not happen often. And also keep in mind they haven't lost just one match they have conceded here at home since the beginning of last season. It has certainly been a home field edge. Here's Schaefer now approaching. And a corner kick coming up for Tampa Bay.
And that's a great stat, Drew, the fact that they haven't been, shut out at home over the last 2 years. They always score at home. You want to make sure you keep that tradition, that stat going. However,
Ashley Furniture, Ashley Home Store, corner kick coming up. Here's the outswinger.
Schaefer looking for Collins. Flemings.
Hard to believe that was actually the first corner kick for the Rowdies so far tonight, and Ottawa continues to do what you said, Eddie, just kick it into the seats, and Ralph's mob letting the Fury have it right now.
Absolutely. You see Oliveira taking a shot from way out, nowhere near the goal.
Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, weekdays starting at 4 on MOR, it's Family Fun Time featuring Steve Harvey, the Goldbergs, Modern Family, and Tampa Bay's #1 comedy, The Big Bang Theory. Turn on the laughs and get more with MOR. Still waiting for our first goal here tonight in downtown St. Pete. Drew Felios with Eddie Rodriguez and Heather Donnelly.
I say, Drew, give the ball to Joe Cole and Blake, and let's go forward.
Another cross in. Rowdies have had several of those tonight. Haven't cashed one in just yet. Fernandez trying to separate. And Schaefer going down just outside the 18. And crowd wants contact.
There's definitely contact by Falvey, the referee. Close enough. He called it. He's going to have a chat with him. You can tell, once you see the replay, you can see the contact. Yeah, he got some of the ball. You can tell he got up very gingerly because he made contact with Schaefer and the ground as well. Watch his right foot. See that? He definitely gets Schaefer's right foot. As he gets up, he says no, but the reason that he's getting up limping, that means he made contact with the ground as well. Schaefer with the left foot in-swinger, he's motioning that, and he's letting the captain know, yep, he got me from behind.
Happened about 4 feet wide of the 18, so Schaefer will try and put some air under this one. Where's he going with it, Eddie?
Far post. He's trying to pick someone making a run. Look for Collins right there in the middle of your screen. Number 3, he's being double marked. Watch Blake in the back, all by himself. Number 18 right there. A ball to the far post. There it is.
Nice ball. Gets away, though. Jack Blake couldn't collect.
He got just a little bit under that, but that was the set piece. Blake with a good run. He made a run inside the 6, then pull back all by himself.
There was nobody even close to him, Eddie.
Nobody. The tendencies of defenders is wanting to go towards the goal. That's why that ball has to be driven. And Schaefer got a little bit too much under that ball.
Remember a couple weeks ago against Bethlehem, Rowdies were scoreless through the first half, came back with 2 electrifying goals in the second half to take the 2-0 victory. And the crowd here in a similar situation tonight, waiting for that first goal. Rowdies have certainly had some chances here in this second half.
I think the crowd here, Drew, they're expecting goals tonight. You see Portillo, Jaworski gets the foul on a high kick. But the home crowd is definitely expecting goals. Knowing you have all these players with the ability to score goals, the Joe Coles, the Blakes, Schaefers, and of course, the man of the hour, Georgi Hristov. Only 2 more goals to tie the record, 3 to break it.
That record is 57 career goals held by Derek Smethurst. He played 1975 to 1978. Of course, 1975, the inaugural year for this incredible franchise, the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
And that's when they won a championship, 1975. I was just watching the replay. I've never seen that in San Jose, California.
Here comes Ottawa. Ottawa has some numbers now, attacking from the right. A little bit of space to work with. Nice 1-2. Mizell there to take care of things. The USL's official Facebook page brings you the best from across the league with news, highlights, and interactive features. Like the USL on Facebook to get the league's best content delivered right to you.
We saw a great job by the number 10, Gerardo Bruno, the Argentine, doing the 1-2. Just when you thought Oliveira was through. Even better job by captain and goalkeeper Cody Mizell, who's been very effective. Not a lot to do tonight.
Marcel Schaefer gets one on point, and it's a goal! Georgi Hristov!
We talked about the man of the hour, Georgi Hristov, once again doing what he does best. How about this delivery by Schaefer? Right on the money, right on his head. And Georgi Hristov with a great header near post. Nothing Irvin could do. Just like that, we talked about, can he do it at home? Nothing like doing it when it counts. The entire stadium is waiting for that goal. Georgi Hristov, just 1 goal away from tying the record. And what a goal that was, Drew.
Another stroke of brilliance from the Bulgarian.
And how about that delivery by the German international, Schaefer? Left foot in-swinger, right on the money.
56th career goal for Georgi Hristov. And Ralph Smaab loves their superstar, what he has meant to this franchise over the past few years. I asked Stuart Campbell in the pregame, Georgi Hristov, are they talking about that mark in the locker room? And he did not deny it is certainly a topic.
Ironically, if you look at the bench for Ottawa, Coach Popovich, I guarantee you, was actually getting ready to put in, taking out a forward for a defender, therefore just sitting back and shutting it down. Well, this changes everything for Ottawa. Now, you cannot afford to sit back, as you see, 1 goal away from tying the record for Georgi Hristov. This changes everything for the Rowdies, of course, because now it gives you that freedom, that flexibility to put the ball down and continue to go forward. Trust me when I tell you, Georgi Hristov is thinking about the record now, because he's 1 away from tying it, 2 from breaking it. Look at the clock, plenty of time.
And a substitution as Tony Taylor, a forward with 3 goals last year playing for the Jacksonville Armada. He has come into Ottawa this year trying to make a contribution. This is a player that Coach Popovich is certainly very high on.
Yeah, Tony Taylor did a great job. Actually, teammate of Jack Blake. Played in the Portuguese 2nd division, a product of Jacksonville.
Tampa Bay Rowdies with a goal by Georgi Hristov to give them a 1-0 advantage. And this crowd is still buzzing.
So now Popovich bringing a forward in. Tony Taylor, a lot of pace. Great on free kicks as well. Got a chance to call some of his games last year. Definitely a threat for Ottawa.
Ball gets away. Leo Fernandez once again collecting. Sets the pass off. Well set up by Tampa Bay. Now the wraparound looked like we're trying to attempt it. Joe Cole will send it back out very intelligently as Gorski will handle.
And look at that. Every single one of Ottawa's players defending in their own half. You see the speed of Taylor as soon as he came in this game. He normally plays as a number 10, number 9, and I think he's going to come out, play on the right flank for Ottawa.
Salazar had it taken away. Again, it's Jack Blake.
Oof, bad giveaway by Flemings.
And it's Bruna. Rowdies will get it right back. Junior Flemings. He has not been very sure with the ball tonight, Eddie. He struggled just a little bit.
Yeah, you got to get better technically on the ball, especially when you're not having your best game, Drew. You got to make sure you connect the dots, and that's a simple pass from 2 yards. A lot of the times you're thinking about the next pass, the next sequence before you connect the little one. And as you saw right now, he tried to get Chicky in that little play, backheeled it and backheeled it to the opposite team.
Well, have your say in who becomes the USL Player of the Month for March and which players earn the USL Goal of the Month and Save of the Month awards by casting your vote this weekend at USLsoccer.com. Tampa Bay attacking with Fernandez. He is so good when he decides to go north-south. Joe Cole will send it to the right. Najib to Flemings. Flemings taken away again.
Flemings almost had him. Once again, you talk about that match, the whole game between Flemings right there and Obasi, the left fullback. Should we just pick the players, defensive player for the month? I'll give you 2 names, 2 Rowdies. Offensive player, George Arista.
Aniwa Obasi, his 3rd season with the Fury. Such a sure passer, 81% passing a season ago. They rely on him big time.
What's a player who's able to use that frame, the big size, and here's where you can see the speed of Tony Taylor up front, 99. Played for the Armada, scored some great goals right alongside Jack Blake.
Kevin Oliveira, last 2 seasons with the Swope Park Rangers. That's where Nikola Popovich, head coach of the Fury, comes from. So natural to bring him over.
And I'm surprised he didn't bring more players. Normally a coach usually comes in, Drew, and he gets a new job. He brings at least 4 to 5 players who know the system so well, and they can just come in and go to work.
Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, your next chance to catch Joe Cole, Georgi Hristov, and all the Tampa Bay Rowdies on this TV Saturday, April 21st, 2 weeks from tonight, versus the Rio Monarchs. Game time 7:30, pregame at 7. Heather Donnelly and the pregame show with Eddie on this TV, Tampa Bay. Coach Stuart Campbell has such a calm demeanor, and I think that helps this Rowdies team so much, especially in tough moments when you struggle just a little bit. In the long and drawn-out USL season, you always have those moments, Eddie, where you can't panic. Other teams are going to have the better of you on certain nights. And last week was one of those at Louisville, but a great job by Coach Campbell to keep the troops heading in the right direction.
Now you see Dos Santos, who just came in the game, the number 8 at center mid. And Schaefer goes down again, holding on that left ankle.
Schaefer's been in this spot all too often tonight. And not very happy right now as he gets up. Some words for the Ottawa front line.
And those are situations where they're laid tackles, and when you're laid to a tackle, you're usually going to make contact with the player. Normally, you make contact in that part of the ankle where it's very painful, and trust me, that's why Schaefer's not happy at all. And a lot of the times, referees, they just miss it, and they're not gonna give you the call. They're not gonna get a card, and of course, you're dealing with the pain and suffering. Trust me, Schaefer's not the type of player who fakes those injuries. Of course, he played at the high level, like the Bundesliga. At that level, the physicality of the game, Drew, every time they make you pay for space, for time on the ball. They're always hitting you from behind, so trust me, he's used to getting hit from behind.
Dixon had it taken away. And now the Rowdies trying to gain possession. Cody Mizell will clear it as we approach the 70th minute. Here at Outling Stadium, downtown St. Pete, 1-0 lead for the Rowdies off the goal by Georgi Hristov.
That great job by the Rowdies, just keeping possession. They play the ball all the way back to Neil Collins. He plays the ball. Gorski, now here comes David Najum going forward with the ball.
Najum, great pass. And another one by Jack Blake. Fernandez going to tee it up, and it's a goal! Leo Fernandez!
Once again, Leo Fernandez with a great left foot shot. We talked about the Rowdies' ability to keep the ball going forward. Jack gets the ball out wide to Fernandez. And how about that little touch of the far post? It's actually an own goal. They'll give it to Fernandez anyway. He earned it. Great touch. He's looking to the far post. He was actually looking for Georgi Hristov for a tap in. There you see the defender makes contact. Still a goal by Fernandez. And give credit to the entire team by the Rowdies. The ball went all the way back to Neil Collins. He starts to play Gorski on the right. They play the ball. David Najum with a great run out of the back. Ball goes to Jack Blake, and Fernandez finished that off. 7 players from the Rowdies got a touch in that, Drew.
It was off the foot of Chris Manella. And now the Rowdies attacking again. Fernandez, why not? Schaefer, the beautiful pass, the finish, the rebound. Try again, off the hands. Oh, somehow kept out. Wenzati is the one who had a dead center look and just could not put it away.
Great job by Sebastian Gensati. He had 3 different looks. And once again, great job by the Rowdies knocking the ball around.
Corner kick brought to you by Ashley Home Store. Second one of the night for the Rowdies, and right now they have got Ottawa on their heels. Eddie, you called it. The start of the second half, you could sense the legs for the Fury were just a little bit heavy. And meanwhile, Tampa Bay, that Rowdies machine has just kept on chipping away. And here is Schaefer once again doing his thing.
Fernandez, Schaefer, Gensati, second chance. Great save by the goalkeeper, gets up again.
Rowdies right now feeling it. As that ball goes out, Joe Cole to the ground. So this one could very easily be 3-0, very easily. As Wenzati had a perfect look.
Only, that's a great point, Drew. Not only can it be 3-0 as you start seeing some stuff from Ottawa, but the fact is they still have 18 minutes, Drew. They can still do some damage, and the way they're moving the ball, even out of the back, courtesy by the big man in the back right there. Neil Collins started everything out of the back. He's got the ability to just go side to side. He keeps the ball. He leads the troops because he's staying nice. He's keeping that shape in the back, and everything starts out of the back. He plays the ball. He's going to stay central. He's going to keep that shape defensively. And in the meantime, you're going forward with the ball. You see Schaefer once again, but you start seeing Gorski on the other side, switching the point of attack, and that's how they're going forward, Drew.
The player who just came in, number 11, that's Cito Sione, the lone American on this Ottawa roster. So Sione finally enters in the 73rd minute.
And don't forget, Cito is the one who had that goal against the Charlotte Independence. It's the 4-1.
Nice 1-2 touch there. Portillos taking away Tony Taylor for Ottawa. Not many chances in the second half. Legitimate good looks for the Fury. Rowdies have dominated the action over the past 20 minutes.
I'm surprised Tony Taylor came in to play right mid. It's typically a forward, but you can tell that in that system implemented by Nikola Popovic, the head coach, you got to run and you got to go forward. And you see Tony Taylor playing out wide. He's got the ability to make runs out of the back, but a play with a lot of speed. And once again, Collins plenty of time, just keeping that shape for the Rowdies. He does it so well, and he can start the counterattack from the back.
How about that setup? Wensati, does he have another shot left in him? Not this time. Irving collecting for Ottawa. Wild action here on the pitch. And Al Lang and the fans right now absolutely loving it. And Eddie, I'll tell you what, this Rowdies team, they can certainly play an exciting and exhilarating brand of soccer, and that is why there's so much optimism for 2018.
Well, get used to it, because right now at this time, at the 74th minute mark, this is when you're going to see the Rowdies starting to work against teams like Ottawa. Really, they're a team that is fit, a team that can play together, a team that can play together in just the way they come out of the back while possessing the ball. It's a very dynamic team. They're going to do a lot of damage throughout the year.
Now the Rowdies.
Fernandez tried to force that. He actually had Gonzati open on the other side, trying to find Georgi Ristov. And that's the thing, Drew, a lot of the times when you want a certain player to score goals, you're going to tend to give him the ball a little more often than usual, so you try to force it a little bit. When Leo Fernandez could play Gonzati, he plays Georgi Ristov, who really wasn't on, but you try to get him the ball so he can score a goal.
Little hesitation now, and Fury trying to square one up. That shot's tough to handle, and Mizell may have gotten a pinky on it off that right post.
Great save on Mizell once again, but that's what I was talking about, Tony Taylor, and that's one of the things he does so well. I was telling you that he can play in front. Great dive right there, completely goes diagonal. He actually did not touch the ball, and you can see him talking to the linesman, but once again, Tony Taylor coming out of the back with a good left-footed shot, trying to get something going for Ottawa. Of course, they're down 2-0. In-swinger, left foot.
And a good ball by the Fury, but Mizell there to take it away. Let's send it down on the field. Heather has an update for us. What's up, Heather?
Hey, Drew, just a little update on Joe Cole. Stuart Campbell just got his attention from the sideline and asked him, hey, Joe, you doing all right? And Joe Cole gave a big thumbs up. So even though the Rowdies do have 2 subs left, it doesn't look like Joe Cole will be one, at least not in the near future, guys.
Well, Heather, no chance Joe Cole is going to ask to come out. I guarantee you that. With all that experience, he loves to play, especially late in this game when he still has the pace to compete, and he's going to want to try to get his own goal. Trust me.
Here's Fernandez, does not give up on it. How about some fancy footwork? Leo Fernandez, you've got to be kidding me.
Leo Fernandez once again with a moment of brilliance. A couple of step overs inside the 6. A little shake and bake by the left-footed player. 1-2, goes outside, goes near post, and gets the goalkeeper going backwards. Drew, I told you that the Rowdies were going to start breaking down teams late in games. This is a clear example of that. When you're fit, when you're a technical team, when tactically you can keep the ball and switch the point of attack at will, that's what's going to happen. See Leo Fernandez with a 2nd goal. He's 4th of the season already, 2nd tonight. What a great delivery. He was actually trying to cross the ball. What a great goal.
That is what you call schoolyard. Well, which teams are hitting peak performance in the USL? Find out every Monday afternoon when the USLsoccer.com power rankings are released to see where your team ranks after its most recent results.
Well, Drew, it's hard to think that in the 62nd minutes we're still 0-0 and thinking, are we going to get a goal? And I told you, we're going to get a goal, all right. The fans were waiting for it. The home crowd were asking for it. And, you know, Georgi Hristov wasn't going to go away without scoring at least one at home.
The floodgates have certainly opened here in downtown St. Pete.
And guess what? It's not over yet. 12, 13 minutes plus stoppage time. Referee giving the yellow to Georgi Hristov. Actually, it went to Marcel Schaefer, I think.
Yes, it will go to Schaefer. Schaefer's had sort of a rough night, just taking bumps, and been a little frustrating as the night has gone along. He's played great, but he has certainly paid the price.
After a while, you're gonna dish up a few fouls, and that's what could happen. As you see, substitution for the Rowdies.
Jochen Graf will check in for Tampa Bay. Scored 11 goals for the Rochester Rhinos last year, and Georgi Hristov will get a well-deserved round of applause as his greatness is once again on display here tonight at Al Lang.
Yeah, great performance by Georgi Hristov. Not only did he score the first goal, but you know, he's a player who's always trying to go forward, always trying to either score or assist.
Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, catch Hollywood's greatest stars 24 hours a day on This TV Tampa Bay. Catch all the stars of your favorite Tampa Bay Rowdies, including Cole, Hristov, and Schaefer. Every Rowdies home match on This TV Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay's first 24-hour movie channel and the home of Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer. As the night for Georgi Hristov is done, he's 33 years old, and he runs like he is still 18 years old. And when the Rowdies need a goal, there is no doubt where they want the ball to go.
Well, and it was a sub forward for a forward. Jochen Graf comes in, another forward. We saw him in preseason. Drew score goals against MLS teams. Another player by this franchise who's hungry, trust me, especially when you come off the field and you're a forward. You want to make sure that you leave your mark. And here's another sub.
And that's Lance Roseboom. And Lance is a former Ottawa Fury member who is going to come in against his former team. Marcel Schaefer will get a break. Schaefer having some words with the official.
Yeah, with a fourth official, and of course he's going to complain about not getting some of those calls. And you know, I see his point. A lot of the times, as I was telling you before, you don't get the calls, but you still get kicked and you get the foul, and it doesn't make you feel good when you don't even get the foul and you keep getting kicked. That's some of the frustration by the German international.
Oliveira tripped up that time. Whistle will come out. Jack Blake running behind him.
I like the fact that even this late in the game, 81st minute, and you see Jack Blake still running back. You saw Joe Cole doing so, and even Schaefer defensively, tactical discipline, Drew. That's the name of this game. Even late in the game, even where you're up 3-0, you see their ability to run back and win the ball time and time again. Regardless of whether they're 33 or whether they're 18, the fact that they're running for their team and playing defense, that's huge.
Kicked right into the wall of green and gold, and Leo Fernandez going to dig it out now for Tampa Bay. Fernandez, another marvelous night for the Rowdies. Look at Fernandez continuing this run. Shot! And deflected in just the last moment. It nearly was 4-0. And again, the perseverance, the athleticism of Fernandez, Eddie, keeping that ball alive.
Drew, he took 7 players on, was able to get across, and just like that, Jack Blake could have had a goal.
Well, ESPN Plus is the new streaming home of the USL in the United States. Watch all the action throughout the 2018 season and USL Cup playoffs starting Saturday, April 14th. Visit USLsoccer.com for more details. Drew Felios, Eddie Rodriguez, and Heather Donnelly. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV. Tampa Bay. Rowdies did not score through the first 60 minutes, and then the floodgates opened behind Georgi Hristoff's header. And since then, it has been all Tampa Bay.
I think they were just keeping it interesting, Drew. We know that the style of Stuart Campbell, the head coach, it's about attacking. It's about attacking while keeping the ball at your feet, while creating width, creating chances, whipping the ball to the far post. And if there's a player who's done so, it's Leo Fernandez. 2 goals, a couple of great services from the outside in, and just the way he came in and just pretty much capitalized. Every time he gets a chance, he's going towards goal. Lance Roseboom at center mid.
Crowd is alive and well tonight at Outling Stadium. That is such a home field advantage for Tampa Bay. The whole soccer experience just magnified here at home for the Rowdies. And Eddie, one more thing. How about on the far side, that video screen with the advertisements constantly changing, a new feature this year here at Outling Stadium, and it just really adds to the whole experience, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Definitely by far one of the best venues in this USL. Drew, and don't forget, this was a rainy night. We knew it was going to rain. We knew it was going to have thunderstorms, and this is the type of crowd we get here. Imagine on a normal day with no rain.
Here's Najim now approaching slowly for the Rowdies. Takes a shot, and Blake couldn't control. Another shot from straight on, and why not? It's Joe Cole.
I told you he wanted his own goal. That's what big-time players do when the game's on the line, Drew. Joe Cole refuses to go away quietly. Great strike by the English international. But once again, you look at the build-up. David Najim with a great run. He takes a shot, deflection. Jack Blake, and Joe Cole just drives the ball to the far post. Ottawa, the wheels fell off the wagon.
So the former Chelsea star, all this game needed was a Joe Cole goal, and we got it in the 86th.
Well, once again, Drew, you talked about not getting goals at the 60th minute mark. We got 4 in the last 20.
So much for that possible shutout that had not happened since August of 2016.
So much for, we still have 5 minutes plus stoppage time. And I know some of the players like Roseboom would love to get 1, even Graf. Some of the players who are looking to get more minutes, who are looking to become starters, who are trying to make an impression on the coaching staff. And look at that, Mr. Cavalier in the back, Neil Collins. Mistake free tonight. That's what you want out of your center backs. Just cool, calm, and collect.
Time winding down near the 87th minute. Tampa Bay Rowdies on the brink of securing another 3 points and taking care of their business here at home. You know, we talked to Coach Campbell earlier this week, and I think the objective, Eddie, number 1, take care of all your business at home when you are supposed to. He said total, every time we suit up, our goal is at least 2 points. What he means, he knows you're gonna concede a few, but you take care of business here at home, you're gonna be in good shape.
Drew, Heather had a great question for me in the pregame show, and she asked me, how do the Rowdies come back home and once again get in the winning ways? And this is how. They came back, they once again implement their system. They never went away, whether they found success in the back of the net or not. They kept going, they kept fighting, and before you know it, it's 4-0 with multiple strikers scoring goals. And that's how you come back. That's how you play your style at home and home of a very hungry.
Ralph's mom waiting for a win for sure. As Hunter Gorski.
The mom is hungry, you're right. on ball. Yeah, the referee calls it.
And I know, Eddie, we don't talk about records too much. Of course, team goals are going to come first, but you talk about what Georgi Hristov is on the brink of doing. That record of 57 goals all time held by Derek Smethurst is a 40-year-old record. That is big time. It's going to be a huge moment whenever Hristov eventually breaks it. I only hope that it happens here at home and not on the road.
Yeah, so do I. And that's why tonight it looked like it was going to be a great chance. But here's the thing. Knowing that the Rowdies are playing great brand of soccer, it's only going to help not only Georgi Hristov because he's taking so much off his back. Yeah, he's going to break the record. It's inevitably just a matter of time. Not only when, but if. I mean, he'll do it for sure. Hopefully he can do it at home. But just the fact that they're playing good soccer, as you see this late foul right here. That's a straight red.
He's going to be sent off. So Aniwa Obasi.
See the referee saying because you try to step on him. Yeah, absolutely. And it's when you see the intention of hurting someone, Drew.
Eddie, unfortunate. It happens in the 90th minute.
Well, it is unfortunate because he had a great game, right? He's been going at different people. And watch this. See the grab right there, but watch him stepping on him. See that? That right there. When you're going out of your way to hurt someone, and of course, someone, Ginsati's on the ground, defenseless. That's the key word. Defenseless. He cannot defend himself. That's why he gets a straight red. And don't be surprised. It's a straight red with at least 2-game suspension. And you can tell the coach, Nikola Popovic, is not something he preaches, not something that he's all about. So he's very disappointed about that play. As a player, he just lost his head. 4-0. But still, you don't do that, especially when you know the player's on the ground and just not much you can do to defend himself.
Ottawa has to head to Pittsburgh a week from tonight, so they will not have the services of Obasi. Does not just hurt tonight, it's the following match. That loss is going to certainly sting this team. As the Rowdies trying to close this one strong, Wenzati still working out of the corner. And the crowd not satisfied, leaving here victorious 4-0. They want one more.
Sebastian Ginsati taking care of business in the corner.
Wenzati tried the nutmeg that time as Sione trips him up. And the frustration of the Fury being felt right now. Another yellow going to be dealt.
Yes, Cito Sione with a yellow card. And of course, once again, that's frustration. Dixon having a word with the ref. Dos Santos as well.
At this point, Eddie, would it be safe to say, if you are Ottawa, I mean, you're down 4-0, you're not going to come back and win this game.
But you got to keep your class. You got to keep working hard and get away from getting those silly calls and getting red cards and yellow cards. Just keep your class and finish the game the way you started. They're a good team. They're well coached. You know, we talked about at some point they were going to feel the dehydration. They were going to feel the difference in temperatures coming from up north. And it's just a matter of time before the mutiny kept the Rowdies kept just playing their game. We know they're a fit team. You know they're going to come out of the back. You know they like to create things off the back, and they've done so tonight. See how they're just keeping the ball right now. They're going to be just happy keeping possession of the ball. And if it's on, they'll send it.
Another cross on the way. The header and a goal. Zach Portillos gets into the scoring column. Everybody scores tonight here at Al Lang.
Portillo's going forward. We talked about once he's not knocking the ball around, they find that space in the back, all kinds of space. And once again, what a great ball by Leo Fernandez. Portillo gets up, heads the ball at his highest point. How about this service right here? Portillo says yes to the ball, far post, make it 5-0. Of course, Ottawa playing with one less player, so now you can have more time, therefore you're going to have more space.
And how about Mr. Portillos, former Akron Zip star, talked about those 2 Achilles tears that he has overcome in his young career. And that is going to do it. A dominating performance by the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and embracing Cody Mizell and Zach Portillos. One happy young star right now. Let's send it to the field. Heather Donnelly with Stuart Campbell.
Thank you, Drew. Coach, after going scoreless in the first half and then scoring 5 goals in the second half, what made the difference in the latter 45 minutes?
No, I thought we were very good in the first half. We had multiple chances. We just needed that little bit of composure, a little bit of luck, if you like. And then we spoke at halftime about being patient. Obviously, we felt that we had goals within the team, and that proved to be the case.
You were back here at home this week at Al Lang Stadium in front of your home crowd. You really got to play on your field, play your game. How nice was that to just play like the Rowdies again this week?
Yeah, like I can't speak highly enough of the fans. Like, to the atmosphere they generated tonight when the weather wasn't great, but they turned out in their thousands again, and they really helped us. They were brilliant.
All right, thanks, Coach. Thank you. Guys.
Yeah, there are those moments that you just savor. Georgi Hristov, his team needed the superstar to step up, and the Bulgarian comes up big with the header that turned this match around, and the floodgates open from there.
But as you heard from Coach Campbell, he said, you know what, we didn't change anything. We were playing well in the first half. It was just a matter of being patient, and that's what I was talking about. They got to keep playing the same thing. They got to keep doing what they do best, and that's keeping the ball, creating chances, and the results will come.
And they did it the best tonight for sure. 5-0, the final. Tampa Bay Rowdies over the Ottawa Fury. Your post-game show coming up. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV Tampa Bay.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dogs.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day.
Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgate 101.
A festive finish tonight here at Al Lang Stadium. Tampa Bay Rowdies 5-0 the final over the Ottawa Fury. And what a night for the Rowdies as they get back into the win column and they get the 3 points over the Fury here at home. Great to have you with us, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Take a deep breath. It was a thrilling night of soccer because for a moment you thought, here we go, Rowdies struggling just a bit offensively, and then Hristov opens the floodgates.
That's right. It was just a matter of being patient, as the Coach Campbell told us. At the end, it's a matter about implementing your system, playing your style, keeping the ball, creating chances, and at the end, I mean, the gates were open. It was 5-0 at the end with great brand of soccer. They had all kinds of different goal scorers. It's just a great game to watch.
All right, Georgi Hristov getting one goal closer to the all-time mark, becoming the all-time leader for the Tampa Bay Rowdies in scoring. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Cody Mizell just getting a fingertip on that one to deny it, as Mizell, once again, a very active night in the net. Rowdies a little bit frustrated throughout the first half of play, but that one right there, Hristov gets it past the goalie, Callum Irving for Ottawa, a tremendous chance.
It all started by Schaefer with a great delivery to the near post, right to Hristov to make it 1-0 for the Rowdies.
Tampa Bay would just start there. Leo Fernandez, that actually an own goal as it went off Chris Manella. But as you said, Eddie, credit Fernandez on that one. He did all the work.
And how about this takeaway right here? You see Fernandez once again working with 4 players. Ball into the box. Shot. Keeper comes up. Gensati once again. The keeper denying him. Sebastian Gensati with 3 different looks right here, looking to make it 3-0, but the goalkeeper had other plans.
Yeah, Callum Irving was backpedaling for the entire second half. Rowdies had him on his heels, and there's Fernandez. That just a phenomenal one-on-one effort. Again, watch this, going through 2 defenders. The fancy footwork kind of looked like he was in the schoolyard that time.
Well, Fernandez doing a double step over right inside the 6. He was trying to cross the ball, took a shot near post, and got the goalkeeper leaning towards the back.
How about that goal right there? Joe Cole able to sneak one just by that left post.
Well, the captain, English international, with a great strike. And how about this goal right here? Once again, Leo Fernandez crossing the ball. Portillos gets up, heads the ball at the highest point. Just with an exclamation point, as you mentioned. Everybody scores tonight, Drew, making it 5-0 for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
All right, so the Rowdies get it done. Again, the final count, 5-0. An awesome performance by Tampa Bay. Also had a chance to talk to Coach Campbell. Heather had a moment. He has got to be thrilled with what he witnessed.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just the results, not the fact that you get 3 points at home. It's the fact that how you did it. You came out, you played your brand of soccer. You created a lot of chances, not only at the back, your center mids, your forwards, and the fact that you were able to capitalize and you get that shot off as well. No goals allowed. That's huge.
All right, the Rowdies get a big victory tonight here at Al Lang Stadium. Let's set it down on the field. Heather Donnelly is with Leo Fernandez.
Thank you, Drew. Yeah, Leo Fernandez scoring 2 goals tonight. Big night for you. You've had a great season so far. What's working so well for you?
I don't know, just staying patient and waiting for my opportunities. I didn't have many opportunities in the first half, but I knew they were going to come in the second half, and I was able to bury them.
Yeah, 2 great goals. Let's talk specifically about your second one. You barely had an angle there. Somehow you made it go in. Talk me through that goal.
Yeah, usually the keeper expects me to cross it, so I saw like a little opening to his right of his foot, so I said if I could get it a hard enough shot, maybe he'll touch it and go in, and luckily it went in.
How nice was it to be back home here at Al Lang Stadium after playing on the road last weekend, suffering your first loss?
Yeah, it's important. Every time we play here, I get like a huge boost of energy, and it's just so much fun to play here, and I think we showed that the first two games here.
All right, thank you, Leo. We have to take a break. We'll be right back here on This TV Tampa Bay.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
In the Tampa Bay area, the weather can change in an instant. Especially during storm season, it pays to stay on top of it. That's what makes the free TVO weather app so indispensable. You can track approaching storms with animated radar that zooms to your location. And you can click on the future radar button to see where the weather is headed. Don't get caught in the rain. Download TVO Weather today. Go to tvo.com/weather to get started.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Bay Care's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Post-game party continues here at Al Lang Stadium. The Tampa Bay Rowdies 5-0 win over the Ottawa Fury. An electrifying night of soccer here on the pitch as the Rowdies go on to get their 3rd win of the season with Eddie Rodriguez, Drew Felios, and what a night for Leo Fernandez as he once again sparks the Rowdies, scored the 2nd goal and the 3rd goal. Had a little bit of help from the opposition on the first as Chris Manella gets the own goal there, but still, it was clearly the work of Fernandez that made that one happen.
Yeah, you see Fernandez now. How about this double step over? He knows the goalkeeper's going to cheat, trying to go to the middle, and Leo Fernandez does a double step over, takes the ball to the outside, hits the ball near post, and that's your Luna Sul shot of the game.
The Luna Sul shot of the game, courtesy of Leo Fernandez. Fernandez has been dazzling over the past few weeks. Okay, let's size up some of the final numbers as the Tampa Bay Rowdies get their 3rd win of 2018. The goals, completely dominant. Look at the shots on goal, and really, that doesn't tell the whole story. A lot of those Ottawa shots in the second half had no chance.
Absolutely. When you take a shot from 30 out, it's not the same as when you take a shot from 6 yards out and then you hit the frame. Now, this is the most important stat right here. 62.9%. The Rowdies were able to keep the ball. They were able to pretty much dictate which way they were going to create some chances, and that's how they were victorious. Quality chances, bring your goals, and that's how they start 5 in the back of the net.
All right, so the Tampa Bay Rowdies, a dominant performance over Ottawa. Hard to believe that they went just over 60 minutes without a goal, and then things slowly changed after the Rowdies got things going behind the goal of Rostov. 5-0 your final. Fans still hanging around for autographs and a little bit of fun down on the pitch. We're back with more post-game show on this TV, Tampa Bay.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club Flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
It's time to celebrate and save at Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale. Save 35% on furniture and mattresses. Or get 72 months no interest on new styles to celebrate your home. Going on now at America's #1 furniture and mattress store. Hurry in and save at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
5-0 your score. Tampa Bay Rowdies get it done over the Ottawa Fury. And the post-game celebration continues on the pitch here at Al Lang Stadium. Well, you know, every player on the Tampa Bay Rowdies roster has a story. And for Zach Portillo's, that story is about persevering and about playing on through 2 Achilles injuries. Portillo's gets his first professional goal here tonight, Eddie.
It's about persevering. It's about knowing that a lot of the times you're going to go uphill and people tell you that you can. Well, here's the story and how, if you keep persevering, good things will happen.
All right, Heather is with Mr. Portillo's. Heather?
Thank you, guys. Yeah, Zach, you scored your first professional goal tonight out there. Pretty cool moment. How does it feel?
It feels amazing, you know. You work so hard, and just to finally get that goal feels really great, and even better to get a great win like that, you know, in front of our home fans.
I mean, you talk about working hard. You specifically recovering from back-to-back Achilles injuries. This one's got to be extra special for you after all of that hard work you put in to get back into shape and to be out here as a starter for the Rowdies once again.
Yeah, it's been a long road. I can't thank the staff enough for really believing in me and helping me work through everything. It was a tough time, but, you know, tough times passed, and now I feel better, and it feels great to get my goal for the Rowdies.
Yeah, take me through that goal. You know, it was right there in the final seconds of the game. What happened?
You know, it was a good ball by Jack to me, and then I just played it off to Leo, and Leo was on fire all night and just set me up with a nice header, and I closed my eyes and it went in, so I got lucky.
Well, congratulations. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
All right, thank you so much, Heather. Playing out of the MAC conference, Zach Portillo's, former Akron Zip. Eddie, this was as beautiful a goal as they come.
Absolutely great ball by Leo Fernandez. And the great thing about Portillo's, hit the ball at the highest point with a great header going far post, and that was his first professional goal.
Yeah, you see the players, his teammates, so excited for Portillo's, all the hard work that he has put in. One more wrap segment to come here in downtown St. Pete. 5-0, the victory party continues for the Rowdies.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dog.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day.
Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgate 101.
What a night for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, 5-0 over the Ottawa Fury as Georgi Hristov gets Tampa Bay on the board. And from that, the floodgates opened. Georgi one goal closer to becoming the Rowdies' all-time scoring leader. But that aside, let's just talk about the victory, Heather. First things first, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Drew. Big win for you guys. I know you love to talk about the team. You don't love to talk about your own accomplishments. So let's talk about the win. 5-0 victory. Huge one for you guys tonight.
Yeah, it was great.
we played amazing, I think. Even though we missed our chances in the first half, we stayed compact, we kept composure, and then second half was just brilliant. As it was the first half, actually, we just missed our chances, but we played even better. And I'm very happy because it's always been very tough to play against Canadian teams. So winning even, 5-0 is, it gives us a lot of confidence.
And we've got to talk about your goal a little bit here. Another one with your head. Take me through that goal and what happened out there.
It was a great goal. The whole thing, when Marcel has the ball, I just tried to pick the right spot in the 18-yard box. So it was a great cross from him, and I just tried to go near post, and it just worked great. It worked great, and I'm happy for Marcel because we've been talking about it for so long. But it's been only 4 games since we achieved what we talked in the preseason. So I'm happy for him, for me, for the whole team.
All right, thanks, Georgie. Nice job tonight, guys.
All right, Heather, Georgie Hristoff, and he moves so well across the front line, and he stays so patient throughout the match, doesn't he?
Well, just like a great forward, great number 9. He makes those diagonal runs. Great ball by Schaefer, even a better header by him. And it's about stepping in front of the defender, and he did that tonight.
33 years old. He is the leader of this Rowdies team. As you take a look at the standings, this 3 points going to help certainly a lot. Every point is critical at the moment.
Yeah, it's huge. But you and I talked about the ability as a team to win your home games when you're on the road. If you can pinch 1 point every once in a while, that's the reason why the Rowdies are number 1 right now.
All right, Louisville City FC, they have the victory over Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay will get them later on in the year. You take a look at the scores from the day. Pittsburgh victorious. Louisville City wins again. Indy 11, 1-0 as well. The Red Bulls and Richmond all tied at 1, and that's the final. And in the second half, Charlotte Independence down to Nashville SC right now, 1-0. It has been another busy night here in the USL, and the Rowdies' schedule does not get easier. Head to New York next week. Next home game taking on the Real Monarchs, and then the Charleston Battery, Eddie, a team you're very familiar with.
That's right. Got a chance to play for the Red Bulls as well in the Charleston Battery. So once again for the Rowdies, go away and try to get that point. But when you're at home, you got to make sure you continue to put the ball in the back of the net and get those 3 points at home, and then you take your chances going forward.
Our next home game, 2 weeks from tonight here at Al Lang Stadium. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. It's the Real Monarchs come to town. Tampa Bay Rowdies and Real. That match Saturday, April 21st. Heather with the pregame show along with Eddie at 7 o'clock. Final thoughts, Eddie, from a brilliant night from the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Brilliant. It was just the perfect night for all the home fans here in Tampa Bay, the St. Petersburg area. The Rowdies came out, did a great job. And they just the perfect game for them with a shout out.
We certainly enjoyed it. Hope you did as well. The Rowdies get another 3 points as they march on. A great start to the season so far. Let's take a look at the match in 5.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar